Good move.
We're going. We're going live. Quick.
Quit, everybody stop.
Give me a countdown. Give me a countdown.
Already gone.
Oh, damn.
I counted real quick.
Oh, crap.
Welcome everybody to the after show. And we
Let's
had some
talk
more.
observation.
We had some more foolery going on with the centrifugal forces, by the look of it. So we'll get around to talking about that as we go. Pun intended.
I just want to. Did you catch us? I have to go, guys. No one cares, right? Oh, he's leaving. He's leaving. Good. Don't say anything. Let him just go. Have a great night.
Hello and
Bye.
goodbye.
Hello, goodbye, sir.
And cold, and there's wolves after me.
See ya.
Oh, Christ.
Well, it took 10 hours, but the gumbo's finally cold. Now it's time to go to bed.
I couldn't fathom how they couldn't understand that the fact that one force was acting against it, but there was another force acting in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
How did they not fathom that?
No, but again, I'll ask this question again because we've got different people on the panel. Do you actually think that the people who are willing to come on to the panels and argue against current scientific understanding, do you think there are actually a large proportion that will ever change their mind regardless of how much supporting evidence you give them, as opposed to trying to communicate with the people who are just starting to fall down this rabbit hole?
Oh, that's a tough one.
But think of it like this: if someone who comes in thinking the Earth might be flat, and then listens to the evidence that we bring against the evidence the flat earthers bring, and then make that decision without us even knowing about it, how are we supposed to know?
No, but again, so I'm going to sit down with Blue, and I'm going to argue that the Earth is flat. All right. And I'm going to disagree with Blue and Chills for 45 minutes over the same topic. I'm going to tell them they're wrong. I'm going to tell them that I have a better understanding of it, that my cursory little look at something from my own limited experience is more right than their educated experience and understanding. If we continually shout at the people we have on the panel or disagree with them and everything else, are we turning off the people in the audience to actually listen to our arguments and our points that we're trying to put across?
That's a good question. I'm here for those that are sitting on the fence that are just starting to peek down that rabbit hole. The ones that haven't made up their mind yet, the ones that are saying, this debate guy kind of made some points that I wonder about. But they've still got 1 foot planted in reality. Those are the people I'm here for. And if they listen to one of these panels, whether I'm on it or not, I don't care one way or the other. But as long as they listen to one of these panels and get some good information, that's the reason I'm here.
But isn't that the skeptic in the person? It's just at that level of thinking that they just question everything. It doesn't matter what it is, and that's the hard bit to get through to somebody that's at that level to try to give them answers that they keep asking for the questions for.
Yeah.
Well, towards the end of the last panel, that's why I said, science is based on asking reasonable questions.
Yeah,
reasonable questions.
That's the thing with skepticism, okay? Skepticism technically draws a line in the sand between conspiracy and reality.
Yep. Skepticism taken too far easily becomes denialism.
Yeah. But okay, to remain skeptical means you'll ask a question of, is that fact correct or is that fact correct? Okay, that's your skeptic mind choosing two sides of an argument and then making the best decision upon what you know. Now, the skeptic will also turn around and go, what evidence does that fact have to back it up, and what evidence does that fact to have it back up? And the one with the strongest evidence will most likely be the way they go. Whereas a conspiracy theorist, or a conspiracy nut as I call them, will take the one with the least amount of evidence, the one that isn't actually a fact, and the one that they think makes them feel like they know something nobody else knows.
Or makes the grandest claims.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. If it makes a bold statement, that's the way they want to go because it's something that people don't agree with. Whereas the skeptic will look at that and go, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't say that. You can't do that. That's not right. That's wrong. But here's an alternative to that. And that's where the skeptic mind comes in. And then becomes tantamount to critical thinking.
Well, guys like Travis are not skeptics; they're denialists. He is a globe denier. Period. You're not going to get through to him, regardless of what you say, what you present to him. It's not going to make any difference. I personally don't think Travis has got enough common sense to come in out of a shower of shit.
Travis has already admitted that he's never going to change his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now I've got to clarify that. He and I had a long talk after that particular panel, and he clarified to me. He said, you know, I might change my mind, but I've got to have a lot more evidence than what people are coming up with now. Now, I have to say that, you know, we're coming up with a metric shit ton of evidence. How much more would we need to come up with? But he was at least he was willing to admit he could change his mind, and for that I have to retract my statement that I felt he was intellectually being intellectually dishonest when he said that. So in that regard, I will retract the statement.
Well,
I'm a little less forgiving than you. I find Travis entirely dishonest, not even just intellectually. So I'd have to say that he lied to you, so that I didn't say he just lied to you.
Well, I agree, he lies. Okay, but I had to at least speak up to that one particular incident.
And Travis is a religious fanatic, and he is the sort that will thump you in the chest with a Bible while he's picking your pocket. Don't make any mistake of it either. That's exactly what you're dealing with.
Well, here's my problem, and that's what he said at the end of the show when I told him he needs to know what centripetal force is before he can deny it. He put in the side chat that he knows what it is. It's centrifugal force. At that point, he doesn't know what it is. So, you know, and he's still going to deny it. That to me is pretty dishonest.
It's it's the same hilarious train wreck he's going through with gyro compasses. My God.
If anyone who hasn't seen Blue's video on that, please go watch it. It's hysterical.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
I couldn't believe the guy left that thing up there. Why would he have made the video to begin with? I mean, that's just painting a target on your back.
Oh, that's the other thing I've learned about conspiracy theorists is that they know everything about everything that you know.
Yeah, but
Hey, looks like we have a wannabe celebrity in the YouTube audience.
Who's that?
Oh, Mr. Scotty Storm.
Mr.
No.
No Shirt. Mr. Can't figure out how to wear a shirt, Storm.
Yeah, Scotty comes on, I'm out, just because I can't deal with somebody who believes the Australian government intentionally killed his mother. No, I'm serious. Some of the things I've heard him say, I cannot be associated with a person that crazy on a panel.
No, he will never be allowed on our panel. Vile, disgusting human beings do not belong in a general chat.
So, Scotty, I'm
Scotty's-
well, think, this
Why
is a
am
big
I
thing.
here?
Because you pay my bills. And you like bacon.
Uh-oh. Scotty.
So he's making a
Don't
claim that he'll own all you blokes in a debate in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't delude yourself there, youngster.
Just enough time for him to drop trowel and just blast a massive pile of shit over the monitor.
How about them dinosaurs, eh?
What do you mean the
Well,
ones?
I was
Uh,
just going to say if he thinks he can debate anybody on the panel and win, I mean, if Anthony Riley debunk himself is any proof of what kind of a debate he's going to bring.
I
Yeah.
could bitch slap him so hard his cousins would be screaming, ouch. If he wants one person, I'm here. I'll do it. And I'm not even the smartest person on this panel. Far from it.
we don't care what any narcissist has to say. We don't care. I'm just putting it out there that anyone with any major problem with how life is and what other people do, keep it to yourself.
Well, I can't debate anyone that doesn't know how to use words and meanings and terminologies that are not understandable by us normal people.
Oh, you mean that flat Earth data can't? You can't talk to him?
He has no data.
Yeah, there's not flat.
I hear sounds coming out of their mouths. I hear sounds coming out of their mouths, but I can't quite put my finger on what they're saying.
Yeah, I gotta listen. I listened to a little bit of this morning show from Jose. Flat Earth Data came on and was talking about the convergence point of the conjunction of the eyes, and literally someone asked him a question.
Conjunctivitis.
Yeah, someone asked him what the hell that was, and he wouldn't answer the fucking question.
Conjunction of the eyes.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that how
conjunctivitis.
binocular vision works?
I think he was trying to get at I think he was looking for the convergence point between the two eyes and trying to apply it to something being so far in the distance that that when you try to focus on it, your eyes literally
Converge.
cannot get close enough together to resolve it, which is stupid.
So you go cross-eyed when trying to look at something in the distance.
I think that's what he was trying to say.
Well, he
the
kept
other way
saying
around.
I, and I was like, okay, do you mean one or two? What are you talking about? I'm not really sure. And he just wouldn't stop.
Yeah, if you bring your finger closer to your nose, your eyes start to converge, but not if you're looking further away. He's got it backwards.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was trying to say, though, is what it sounded like. And Tony very calmly asked him what he was trying to say and to try to get him to explain it. And he just lost his fucking screaming.
My goodness. If you don't know how the eyes work, then how can you say that our eyes are fallible?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say nothing like that's going to stop those guys. I mean, the fact that they don't understand it or don't know anything about it is not an impediment in their mind in any way.
Hell, I love it when they say you can't use composite images, and then they say you have to understand how the human eye works later on in their statements. I was like, well, damn, your entire vision is nothing but composite.
Unpaid chills. Yeah, you only timed him out. So if he can come back with a question that's understandable by even my standards, well, I'll consider listening to you.
Terry.
Yeah.
Oakley dokley.
Terry.
Yeah.
No.
but
Terry.
but,
No. 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 That individual made threats and such in some of his last videos, and then deleted it all.
Oh, okay. But he still made them.
Yes.
Naughty boy.
Also, the problem he
Yeah,
has
naughty.
is he has a whole heap of videos that other people have made about him.
Oh, he's the tree guy, I think, isn't he? That believes trees were mountains.
No,
or something?
that's Ross. Scotty Storm is the young guy who runs around naked, Terry.
Oh, I don't like that.
At least with underwear on sometimes.
He can't figure out how to wear a shirt.
I can't afford one.
No, just a
maybe not.
despicable individual.
He's very angry too.
Oh, he might have some built-up
Yeah,
anger
he's-
from his childhood.
he's-
Something happened that he doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah, he's packing around a metric shit ton of anger. I mean, we're talking a lot. I was carrying around a lot. That's a lot even by my standards.
Go to the gym and hit a punching bag for an hour. Take it out on the punching bag. Don't take it out on other human beings.
I've met some folks that talk like they're on crank before. Hell, I've even talked to a few people who are on crank before. Scotty speaks faster than they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the meth method.
Yeah, but are they talking faster than their brain can think?
Oh no, that's a. Well, I mean, that is a part of being a mathematician.
The mathematician.
This is funny. So I did that video. Travis comes on the channel and puts a crappy response to, and he had to know I was going to pin that, right? Of course I did. And so far we're up to 80 fuck you replies. One of them.
He's written "fuck you" 80 times to you.
No. 80 people have told him to go fuck himself. It's hilarious. Yeah, go on there and look at it. It's fun.
I'm headed that way.
Where's my
Ditto.
phone? Let's have a look. Blue Marble Science. Let's get a fuck you against Travis.
Throw a screenshot of it up. I'd like to see that.
You can't do a fuck you. It has to be an intelligent get back in your box.
I say, just to let you know, I watched the whole vid. Your ad hoc snark about the ether band was typical, mocking something you do not yet understand as a bit juvenile. Wouldn't you agree, Gladys? Yeah. He had the nerve to post that after he couldn't even figure out the difference between a gyroscope and a gyrocompass on the same freaking graphic.
Yeah.
He had no idea what he was looking at.
You too can misunderstand a gyro compass.
I watched that bit there. He thought it was at the North Pole or something, but it wasn't. It was at the equator. Is that
the equator? And it's not sailing around. The Earth is fucking rotating. God Almighty!
It says at the equator too. Like, it's not rocket surgery. Damn it!
Do you realize that
I even know how a
familiarising
rocket
myself
works.
with
So
the
at least I've
topic?
got that far.
I searched it and clicked the first few links and responded to what I was reading. Thanks for reminding me to follow up. I know the magnetic and geographic bullshit are not the same in your world. This video demonstrates the information I found was obtuse. I'll be looking. I'd be willing to look at this with you since you think I missed something if that appeals to you. Fuck
Well, sorry.
you.
Nope, it does. Nope, it does not appeal to me.
Well, I'd just like to say I think that Blue touched on a very important subject. He mentioned it once again on the shills, and
Blue, you been touching?
no one, not yet.
Touch it, touch it, touch it, touch me.
So they're constantly saying that the horizon rises to sea level. They also constantly say that water finds its level and is flat and level. But like Blue pointed out, that means by saying that, if you're standing next to a 6 foot or an 8 foot tall person down at the beach, that means the horizon's going to rise to the 8 foot tall person's eye level, and the sea's going to flood over the top of you because the water's going to find its level at 8 foot high to be level with the horizon.
Yeah. If the horizon is always at eye level, then everyone's underwater.
That's correct.
Oh my
They
god,
were
some of these
standing-
comments are beautiful.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Oh
comments,
no, I
in the
lost a
Slack chat-
sub. Unsubbed, I'm out. People are just making shit up about me with no evidence. Fight the Flat Earth said he downloaded all my vids, so got to him to prove my last video. I threatened anyone consensual with it. Scotty, I have had no words with you yet, so you can't say things like that.
That's all right. A little bit further up, he's like, "That's to who? That's a complete fucking lie. I deleted my content because you people don't deserve my knowledge. I go to the gym 6 days a week and I'll be fine. I have ADHD." Clowns is like, "Fuck, I have ADHD too. You don't find me speaking like a squirrel on speed."
Yeah, knowledge.
Terry, just get rid
Yeah.
of him. Get rid of him. He's just a toxic individual and he's looking for a fight.
Well, I
Scotty,
don't want to fight. I just
hang on.
like to have an intelligent conversation.
Scotty, I actually live in Melbourne as well, so if you're interested in having a personal one-on-one chat, I'm more than interested, and I can even direct you in where you have made a few mistakes.
Get back to me when you blokes can prove our senses wrong. Okay? Have you been to a magic show?
Have you ever seen an optical illusion? By its very definition, it's confusing your optics.
If I were to put you into a very dark case full of water, and then were to suddenly change your directional vectors a bunch, you would not have an idea which way is up in that tank of water. You'd have to piece it together by figuring out moving later where it is.
And I can go by personal experience with something like that because when I was younger, I used to go out and surf, and you get rumbled by these big waves, and they knock you underneath, and you close your eyes, and you get tumbled around and around and around, and you're under there for a few seconds, and you don't know which way's up and which way's down until you stop tumbling a bit, and then your head can pop out of the water.
Yeah. That's why people drown.
Scotty, we're more than prepared to have a decent conversation with you as soon as you've got evidence to prove that your statements are correct.
Yeah, even one would be enough.
Just one factual piece of evidence that shows.
Okay, Scotty, I'll tell you what, Scotty. I will give you a fact. You can go ahead and you can either confirm this for yourself, or you can find some sort of evidence that contradicts what I'm about to say. But at 6 feet or less observer height, looking out to the horizon at sea level, the declination to the horizon is less than 1/100th of a degree of angle. You call it the horizon. You call it rising up to eye level. It does not. It is down a little less than 1/100th of a degree. Now, you can't trust your senses.
And even in the actual definition of eye level, as in comparison to sea level, they're both horizontal to the plane.
So, in
If you're not-
conclusion, I would like to say to this august panel, neener, neener.
Nah.
The horizon always goes down and away. It's a fact of the planet.
I'm up for a sensible debate. I'm not doing it here in chat.
Demonic, you're forgetting that with perspective, because of the acute angle at the bottom, as I look out, it will automatically cut off and truncate something from the bottom up in relationship to that acute angle compared to the top looking down.
I wish they
Hey.
could define what in the hell they're talking about when they say stupid shit like that.
Do you know if you're
Well-
blind, the horizon still goes down and away?
Well, hang on. That means it doesn't rise to eye level, though, doesn't it?
Hey, there you go.
Well, you can ask a question in chat, and we'll gauge your question and see how everyone thinks.
I just like the fact that someone says, "Oh, you can't, you can't say anything to trust you can't prove that our senses are wrong." But radon gas, you can't smell it, you can't see it, you can't taste it, but it's there.
No, methane. Methane. You can't tell. You can't tell you're walking into a cloud of that unless somebody's put the tracer chemical in it that gives it smell.
Well, electricity. Unless you actually touch it, you can't tell if there's electricity in a wire. You can't touch. You can't see the electricity in the wire.
How do you know you have blood going through your veins unless you actually see the blood pumping through your vein? You don't. All you see is the color of the vein.
Magnetic flux is pretty hard to see.
Yeah, I just responded to him in YouTube chat.
I double down with iron filings there, Blue.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
you're
you're still you're only
iron
seeing the
filings.
effects.
Yeah, you're seeing iron filings.
Yeah, you're seeing the effects that the magnetic flux has on the iron filings. You're not seeing the magnetic flux.
I'll flux you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We fluxed up again, didn't we?
Yeah.
He couldn't even figure out how I could let him in. He said, "Okay, then see you later."
I use flux when I'm soldering.
Ooh, I think that's different.
Might be. Might be.
What if your
We
solder
call it
wire stuff's already
soldering.
got solder? Yeah, it's solder. Your solder has already got flux in it, so.
Well, sometimes.
Not always.
Like I said, flux you.
As Guglielmo Marconi once said while holding a 5-pound bar of lead and a blowtorch, turned to a reporter and said, "Stop bothering me. Soldering is a very delicate art."
And now we have radio.
Heap Eater over here on Blues channel. He leaves the time mark 10:48. Quoting Travis, "I'm thinking this through right now." The rest of the quotation is short and to the point. It says, "I seriously doubt it."
I remember that one.
Travis can't make points.
I'm still wanting Travis to actually provide a complete and utter definition of his band. It doesn't use anything else.
I will send you a screenshot of his latest definition for you, Peter, on Discord.
Oh, lovely. That would be nice.
Oh, God, I'd love to see that.
Because that would be something that would be nice to respond to.
Destroy, you mean?
No. I try not to get angry at people that don't believe the Earth is a globe.
Chills, you read it out on the stream, remember?
Peter?
Yeah.
There was one contradiction to that, though, wasn't there, Peter?
It only happened once.
Yeah, I know, but you went fucking mental.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you've been kicked enough times, you're allowed to turn around and kick back. Let me Let me open that up. And then I'll screenshot that so I don't get any of that other crap up there.
Yeah, and Peter, you can read it out to the audience.
Oh no,
Some of
even
them-
better. Once I've screenshotted it.
Yeah, some of them may not have heard this phenomenon.
Oh, we've got the
Peter
wannabe
said
flat
his
earther
life
in the side chat. You
Oh,
can come in,
no.
Bandy. We haven't got
Bandy.
anyone to talk to.
It's a bit harsh.
Is Bandy a real flat earther, or is he one of those that just play?
No, he's a want-to-be flat
No.
earther, yeah.
Bandy's not a flat earther.
He's confused.
So it's kind of still on the fence then.
more
No,
like
he's fallen into a hole, so he can't believe gravity exists.
Yeah,
Oh,
gravity.
yeah, okay.
Gravity broke him,
Yeah.
so he doesn't believe it anymore.
Yeah, okay.
No, well.
The thing that they accept this force but don't accept that force, but do they understand that if there was no form of gravitational force, we wouldn't exist?
Yep. Well, I mean, I understand it. I don't know if they do.
Because like gravity is also in every atom of our body. You know, that strong force that keeps it together from falling apart, it actually creates gravity.
I don't know if I'd go that far, because even if they're just close enough by happenstance, they could come together.
No. He's saying that because of the strong force generating enough mass in a specific area.
Yeah.
Okay. I follow you. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I agree then.
Thank you.
I didn't understand what you're getting at.
Yeah, I've just watched the explanation of how the atom works. So not going down to quarks and gluons and that.
No, please don't.
But how the strong force and the weak force on the atom. Okay, so the weak force is what actually lets like that. You know, if an atom creates an extra electron and it escapes, that's the weak force pushing it out. But the strong force, when the electrons go around the nucleus, they actually cause a gravitational pull towards the center, but they don't go in, they stay outside. And this is fundamental quantum physics. That's what stops us from falling apart.
I mean, are you talking about once when electrons are a wave function, or once they're a collapsed wave function?
Okay, so
because I mean, when you get down to the bare bones of quantum mechanics, aren't we all really just a gigantic collapsed wave function?
Okay, so you're starting to get into the photon part of what atoms release, and yeah, so we don't want to confuse the audience here because we're not doing a science lesson as such, but it was the fact that gravity is down to that minute scale.
And then on top of it, wouldn't the Earth be just a really big collapsed wave function?
Is that working?
You have to shrink it a bit.
It appears to be.
It's not
That's
fitting
good
in
on
the
my screen.
YouTube window.
On the YouTube window, we've only got the top.
Half.
Top half.
Oh, okay.
Top half. Hang on. I'll have to stop sharing. I'll just be a second.
Technically, we've only got the top left corner, but still. What Mandelbrot set does, because he seems to know quite a bit about physics.
How's that?
He knew that weak force holds neutrons together. That's not a piece of trivia most people who don't study science know.
Yeah.
Is that good?
it's still in the corner.
Still in the corner.
You're just saying upper left corner of the.
All right, hang on. What I'll do is I'll put it over here. I'll throw this up on the other screen. Sorry about this. This way I'll be able to see what I'm presenting. I'll be able to move it then.
Robert X in chat. I tried to eat an alligator once. Kept running away. They should have told me I had to kill it first. What am I going to do? Oh, man. Near Baton Rouge this weekend. There's going to be a top 10 matchup going on there this weekend.
All right. Can you see that now?
All right, link to my channel. Link to my channel's in the chat. I only need 3 more subs to get to 3,400. So 3 you got. And sign up, please.
I've been signed a while, bro. But yeah, we can read that now.
Sign up and he'll send you absolutely nothing in the mail.
That's right. I promise not to come looking for you if you sign up. I won't make the same promise if you don't.
And trust me, if he comes over to stay, he's going to stay a while.
Gladys has a mean left hook.
Yeah, you should be able to see that, everyone now.
Yeah.
What are we reading? Plain truth.
So this is the plain truth definition of the ether band.
Ether band is a term I spent to account for the manifold mirage effects observed over the distance, whether terrestrial or aquatic. Ether refers simply to the air and all its constituent elements which compose its nature. Band refers to the area of 3D space which contains the observation being made. This band can be as broad as the entire field of view or a smaller, isolated section. The ether band is the cause for every minute and alternating effect under the broad category of mirage, such as Phantom Organa, inferior and superior mirage, etc.
So, just from my take, that's saying that everything that's affected by our atmosphere, I'll give a new word, just so it sounds like I know what I'm talking about.
Yep. He's mashing together a bunch of things that we already understand and have words for, and making them into something that he has to explain every time he uses it, and then can reattribute to something else to make sure shit's as muddy as possible.
Because breaking it down in my mind, and please anyone correct me if I get this wrong at all. Is it?
Wrong.
Oh, sorry. Simply refers to the air that is and its elements which are composed of nature. Well, the air is the atmosphere, right? So that bit there is basically saying the atmosphere.
And that's exactly what I said when he first posted this,
Yeah.
but please continue.
Well, we'll see if we could completely agree with this then. And he says here the band refers to the area of 3D space which contains the observation being made. So it's the seeable atmosphere.
Again, same thing I said.
So literally, he's just saying the air in 3-dimensional space. That's all it is.
From your eyes to as far as you can see.
And don't we have this wonderful word that's called atmospheric effect?
Yep.
Which means exactly the same thing.
Which is what I've been harping on him about. We should just call it atmospheric phenomena or atmospheric effects.
Wait, there is a term for that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there is.
He really just wants to relabel it so that he doesn't have to pull it apart and look at the variables
Piece by
Right.
piece.
Well,
Yeah, well, because we do call it Fata Morgana, inferior and superior mirages, visibility, refraction. We have terms like that we use,
Yeah, refraction,
And-
diffraction.
and they're each a bit different.
Yeah.
Precisely.
from what
and they're
I'm
calculable.
from
But
what
to
I'm
be-
getting from this, he doesn't necessarily understand all of these different terms. So he's tried to simplify it for himself. And by doing that, he's oversimplified the whole situation, called it a new name, and said, well, that will do for me.
Right.
Right,
That's what he's
and
doing.
that's- Yep.
And in the
that's-
process, muddied the waters so bad that nobody understands anything, including himself.
that's the problem I have with it is he can't break it down. He can't explain each and every part of it. He just has to broad term it because he can't explain it.
And that's exactly why I'm going to continue holding his feet to the fire every time I'm on a panel that he brings that up.
It's
Yeah.
not even that he can't explain it. He refuses to explain it because that would give him a position that could be examined. He's been on
And
panels
or falsified.
Yeah, he's been on panels over and over again saying he doesn't have to qualify it, he doesn't have to quantify it because it's his idea. And because it's his idea, he doesn't expect us to believe it. But he also refuses to take anything else into evidence because he's already convinced himself. He's literally said that phrase before.
But
I don't have
And he has asked us to use the term too.
so,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, though, and you know, I'm nowhere near as bright as many of the people that are in this community. However, when a scientist sits down and discovers a new law to explain a situation, doesn't he then have to sit down, write a definition that justifies what experiment or whatever he's seen, thus justifying the term and or name that he gives it?
Yes.
That would be
Yes.
the normal way of doing it.
So if he's the one who's invented this ether band thing, wouldn't then it go back onto him to give it a pure and simple definition and or justification for the use of that word?
You'd think so.
Yeah, well, Einstein patented his theories.
Again, this is where I wouldn't have a problem with Travis using that term if he would actually put some some proper measurements to it, and more to the point, stop claiming that current science hasn't measured the effects of the atmosphere on the way we see things.
I'd have less of an issue of it if it actually explained something rather than just muddied the waters.
I have less of an issue with it if he would actually follow up with the burden of proof instead of putting on us to disprove his poorly defined terminology.
I agree with that.
It's like calling
Well,
it's like
and I-
calling clouds a different name when clouds are all different types, but then giving them another name when we know what they are.
Well, I'd go one step further now. If we all know about these individuals that claim sovereign citizenship, now, aren't they the ones that turn around and stop calling cars and they call them a vessel so that they can try and get around the law?
Yes.
So I believe it's something exactly the same as that. He's redefining something that's already got a name just so that he can get around all of the laws that have already been made, e.g. the scientific laws.
Which makes him no better than Riley, who is trying to replace specific gravity with density and buoyancy.
But we've got the clip saying that he believes in gravity, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but,
Yes.
but Riley has quantified his stuff now. You know, clouds are 4.5, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
Well, high clouds are another number. 2 maybe. Well, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, when he put 8.2 and 4.2 on his special little
Yeah.
drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where clouds
special
are-
in quotes.
Yeah,
where
so now
clouds are less dense than the sun.
shit's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, clouds more
Exactly.
dense than the sun. That's physics.
But well, you know, at least Riley's trying. Okay.
He's not
Yeah,
trying. He's being dishonest. That's the problem.
Well, I didn't say what he was trying to do. I just said he was trying.
You can't stick a thumb up your butt and expect to fly to the moon just because it surprised you once. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, well, saying that a theoretical scientist is not a real scientist, you know, and then trying to use a theoretical scientist to disprove another scientist.
I bet he won't do it to a scientist, though.
He does it all the time to scientists.
He doesn't care about people's pieces of paper and stuff like that. He does his own experiments.
Oh, his 4-year-old experiments.
Well, that's not the point here. Like, and realistically, and I'll use him as a perfect example.
Not perfect.
No, he is for this situation though. There is no point getting them on the defensive. There is no point in arguing. Call it a debate if you want, but there's no point arguing with them because all they're going to do is dig in their heels, stick to their shackles, and attack you straight back. And as soon as they start getting upset, the whole lot will become personal, and they will start calling you names. Realistically, you need to hold their feet to the fire, hold their feet to the heat and say, well, if you want to say that, that's not a problem. Show me evidence, though. We're more than prepared to listen. Show us evidence, not stuff that you've made up for your law thesis, not stuff that you've cherry-picked. Show us full-page, documented evidence that's accepted by our peers, because it's not accepted as evidence until your peers accept it. That's how the scientific method works. Hold his feet to the fire, not arguing with him. I see a lot of the debates, they go down the side of allowing the flat earth individual to control the argument by derailing it.
Well, the thing is that we all get into this thing. It's like, oh yeah, I can answer that question. I know what the actual answer is to it. As opposed to, we're all very quick to answer and explain, and that gets us in trouble because we don't want to end up actually answering any questions.
Well, I would never ask for a piece of paper from Riley because just his paper alone proves that any piece of paper he's going to bring out is going to be full of nonsense.
All right, well, guys, I've got to shoot. Thanks very much for the chat and
bye, Peter.
part of it.
Bye, Peter. I'll talk to you later on then.
Yeah, I got kids and stuff that I have to do stuff for now. So
there's a way to fix that.
Unfortunately, they take precedence over some silly flat earthers.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
As well they should, Peter.
Well, my firm belief. All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Later,
Be
Peter.
well.
See you, bud.
Bye.
I'm not far behind him.
Yeah, kids. I remember those good old days.
Yeah, mine are grown and gone. Thank God, little blood-sucking vampire wallets are out of my house.
I got
Miss him every day.
Poke their little fangs into my wallet and suck it dry.
Yeah, my 3-year-old's figured out she can learn. My 3-year-old's figured out she can lie, and she's not very good at it, which has made it fun, but it's still annoying.
See, what you do to break that is every time she lies to you, you stuff her into the barrel of a howitzer, launch her about 60 miles, and then catch her when she gets to the end and say, now, if you wouldn't lie, that wouldn't happen.
I think she would enjoy that, strangely enough, so I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful.
Again.
Oh, look, Daddy, I see the curvature.
More than once in my life, I thought I had devised a punishment, which ended up being fun.
Now,
And then
if
you're like,
yours,
oh, fuck.
if your 3-year-old was anything like my 3 girls were, she'd come down saying, "Hey, look, Daddy, it is flat."
Guys, be careful. We're at 33 people watching.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Russian vids when you need him.
Yeah.
He's got his hand up. 33, you see.
Oh, geez.
somebody
I-
put
I
some math
still-
in the outside chat. Anyone can interpret that besides me.
What's that? Riley's mode. In Riley's mode, the sun should have a density of 255, as it is 25.5% of Earth that have put at 1,000. A human should be around 180, so he's off by a factor of 2.5 times force. Technically, I think it
doesn't make sense, or it does.
It was being nonsensical, like Riley.
Okay,
That's what it was.
Yeah, don't worry. That's like Riley's third attempt at a density tower, including one attempt that came up with negative density.
What? Antimatter? What?
Let's see. Was it you or Bob that had that capped that little bit of information there, Blue?
Say it's not flat.
Hey, it might have been Bob. Wasn't me. I don't think.
A bit louder. Not flat.
He used water as the zero value for density, and anything less dense than water had negative density.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude, the funny thing is, he's so close to getting his relative density if he realizes that relative density is the density of something compared to the density of water.
Which is what we call specific gravity.
Yeah, that's the real name for it. Yeah, he had one, but any number between 0 and 1 was negative.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
what
And what was it? Say it was 25.36. One was the vector and one was the density or something like that.
Please don't make me go back through that shit again. Oh my god.
Anything less than 1 was a negative number because it was a fraction.
Yeah,
Anything less than 1, it would go up. Anything above 1, it would go down.
Right.
I'm still waiting for one of them. I'm still waiting for one of them to explain to me what supplies the vector in density.
Well, obviously you're not going to get that. So
The closest any of them have ever gotten to trying to explain that is Arwen, when he just simply said the disequilibrium does. We ask him how the disequilibrium caused force, and his response is because it's not an equilibrium, therefore there's force.
What?
Yeah, he
What?
basically. I'm not sure if
I'm
you
gonna
call
say
it a
that a lot.
tautology, but it was pretty close.
Makes perfect sense to me. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
poor Aardvark.
Oh, dear.
And what have you missed out on, Mad B?
Everything. I missed. Well, I was going to go into Jose's today, but that was doing my head in.
Oh,
so
guys, for your information, Riley's density column BS video got pulled for a copyright strike because he used copyrighted Bob Ross video.
Womp, womp, womp.
Ah,
Yeah. It
I
wasn't a
suppose he's going
copyright.
to take him to court.
It's not a copyright strike. It's a content use clause because it's not a full strike. All he would have to do is take that bit out, and it'll go right back up. He doesn't have any strike on the channel.
You're just talking semantics now. He still got struck for using copyrighted material. Bob Ross is a copyright.
PBS wants their money.
Yeah, Bob Ross's image is a copyright image.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What all they'll do is just demonetize your video, or leave it monetized. Give the proceeds to Bob Ross.
Bob Ross deserves it.
That's what happened.
We'll
He was a
put
good
little
guy.
tree. Don't those trees look happy?
Excuse me. Couldn't mute fast enough.
Was that ether coming out your nose?
Damn, Shields.
He blew the ether away.
I'll explain
I
it
can't-
clear, right? You should be fine.
What I can't believe is Travis saying that something that was 5 feet away from me would actually have an ether band. Where I'm sitting now, my cupboard is about 5 to 6 feet.
He said right in front of your eyes. He said less than 5 feet.
Yeah. How can he make that statement when he says
This is
it's
a flat earth.
dependent upon distance?
He was what he meant by it was that the band that close to you doesn't have a visible effect to your eyes because you're accustomed to it.
How does
Which
he
is
know that? Where's his calculation for that?
He's stupid. I mean, you can't expect him to.
I don't think he's
Is that
stupid.
why-
I think he's just brainwashed himself.
It's also the fact that when you guys brought up fog, oh no, you can't have it then. But fog's an atmospheric problem.
Bob, if you're in my Discord, the link's in my Discord. Otherwise, I'd have to send you a PM.
If
Now, is the ether band inside your personal dome?
oh geez, don't know. No, don't bring.
I don't
that
know, but it
here.
is. It is somewhere between the moon and us.
The photo that I wanted Sean G to put up was a photo from Mars showing Earth.
Does anyone have a link to Bob somehow so I can get him onto my Discord and then I can send him? That way, I've got a way of sending him a link.
I think
Which
Bob's
Bob?
in our Discord.
Bob,
the science guy.
Sciencey guy.
I can get a hold of him. Or Blue can, probably a lot faster. I volunteer
I'm
Blue.
looking
I can
looking to
put
see
the
if they've
invite
got a
link in the
Discord.
internal. That way you've got the link to the Zoom, but I'll also put my Discord in there for him too, so he can join Discord. It makes it easier for him to get a link then. I'll give you both. Copy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that some of the flat earthers don't want to understand the fundamentals of physics, and that if they started to understand some physics, they could then make an argument against it.
They
Yeah, Bob.
understood
Somebody's sending you me Discord, and the link will be in there.
If they would learn more about physics, they would be able to argue against physics more intelligently.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, well,
They
then I
learn-
clarified.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Shields.
Yeah,
Or
shield.
clarification.
Jeez,
Or
I'm
they'll
starting
become-
to
You
get-
must be getting paid to make those clarifications. I think you need to change your name.
Let's see. I think it was. I think it was the great philosopher Descartes who once said, "Bite me."
Yeah, bite me.
Oh, look.
Yeah, look.
This was yesterday. We're still carrying it on again to today.
Yeah, today.
So what
I
if
don't
I
think
missed
anyone
it?
out there knows what we're going on about now. I think we're just mad.
Now.
Oh damn!
Yep,
Is Bob
that's
on
me.
Catalina Island or something?
Bob can't get on Discord. What's
Why
he doing in
can't you get
Catalina?
on Discord, Bob?
What's he doing in
What about
Catalina?
what about email?
I think his
He's a
email.
Bob the Science Guy and he can't get on Discord.
I think his
Yeah,
email
there
is
is.
Bob at Bob
Yeah,
the
send me
Science
the link
Guy.
to your Discord. Yeah, can somebody send Bob the link to the Discord? Because I haven't got any way of contacting Bob any other way.
Telepathically, maybe.
P-Brain issued Bob another challenge. Jesus.
Or just send him the code to get into the Zoom.
P Brain is just
Yeah, well,
just
I posted
like,
it in the internal chat, the link to Zoom and the link to Discord. But I got no way of getting it to him.
Oh, come on now, Hannah. It's not Roll Tide. It's Woo Pig Suey. We may be terrible, but we love us. We love us some Razorbacks.
Hang on a second. I have to use 2 computers to do this.
actually, I remember a really old movie called Razorback.
Hey, Bob, can I send it to your email?
I don't know that movie.
It's about a pig.
Oh, he's talking about Matt. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Matt Catalina. Yeah, they said don't download it because it's stupid.
Flat Earthers must have downloaded it then.
Yeah.
If it's stupid.
Yeah, PC Master Race. I should actually say Samsung Master Race because I'm watching the YouTube on my Samsung S9 and being on Zoom on my Galaxy S4 Tab.
There you go, Terry. Bob just put a link to his Discord.
Well, I just emailed it to him.
Oh, jeepers, he's going to get dings and flings and shit everywhere.
And pings and wigglings and...
Oh, dear. No, I turn all that off. I don't have any of those stupid things.
I sent smoke signal.
It's really good enough.
Hey, Mad B, you on a train or something?
No. Shh, cough.
Hey, whoever made that smoke signals comment, that was racist and kind of funny.
It's only racist part of the time.
It's only racist if you're racist.
It's only racist if you're not laughing.
Or looking around.
Or
No
if
name,
it's
I don't-
Spanish.
We were y'all's daddy forever. We've just had a bad string of luck for a while. Hey, Blue, did you hear about the Aggie terrorists that tried to blow up the Longhorn bus?
No.
They burned their lips on the exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one gets used every year somehow.
About the Aggie terrorists that tried
I've already
to blow
sent
up the
Dr.
Longhorn
Bob
bus.
before. I've already conversed with him.
How about the second version of the Aggie terrorists that tried to blow up the Longhorn bus?
What happened to him?
Oh, they started throwing dynamite at the Longhorn bus, and Longhorns kept lighting them and throwing them back.
That was an old Polish army joke too, I think.
Yeah.
Probably.
Germans kept pulling the pins and throwing them back.
Yeah. You got to give it to the Poles. They did something in World War II that nobody else could have possibly thought of to do.
The
I'm
bomb.
guessing Sean G can't sleep.
Yeah.
He probably had a power nap.
This is a true story. You can look it up. There's a
Yeah,
bear
nap.
that a Polish
Yeah,
some
became
sort
a
of-
citizen.
Yeah. And so he fought with them in World War II. It was he'd smoke with the guys of all things. They taught a bear how to smoke. He sniffed out a Nazi spy in a shower. All sorts of crazy things. Only the damn Poles could train a bear to fight in World War II.
Yeah, but they couldn't defend themselves, could they?
That's why they employed the bears.
I mean, I'm not being mean to the Poles, but it's the fact. Hang on, isn't defending your country a bit more important than teaching a bear how to smoke?
You don't know the Poles.
Not at all.
My ex-wife
There
was
they go.
Polish, by the way. And yes, I know how backwards they can be.
Oh, Travis must have made Sean shitless now too. Look at that. I forgot how to sleep after Travis's link fried my OBS.
So anything interesting happen then? I guess
Travis
that's
has really been on this flat Earth karaoke thing where he rewrites in globe Earth and flat Earth quote unquote facts. So he had one good song that he did one time that even had Rumpus saying that he wasn't the best at something for once. And since then he's been chasing that moment again. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Damn, C4's been to Florida. Syphilis and alligators.
Oh, look out, Bob the Science Guy's here now. We're all going to have to behave ourselves.
Brian, you forgot to add in meth to Florida.
I also forgot Florida Man.
Evening, Bob. No, sorry.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
All right, it's working.
Right, now,
how many social
now
workers
you're in
does
my
it take?
server. If we get links, I can send them to you easier now.
All righty.
Yeah, you're
How
a
many
convict,
social workers
you're a
does it
convict
take?
or a colonist, so there you go.
There you go. So how many social workers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Oh Christ.
I thought it was flat earthers before.
No, this is a social worker joke.
Oh, okay.
How many social workers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Okay, how many social workers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Just one, but the light bulb has to want to change.
Yeah.
Why have I heard that before?
I got to get this video done, man. I'm going to edit the thing while I'm talking to you guys. That ought to be cool.
I thought you were
Did you
doing
have
some
fun?
responding to comments type video. You were going to do that too one day.
Well, what I'm going to do with Phuket Word is I'm going to basically just dismiss his crap in about 1 minute, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the video on the comments just looking at the funnies. No, I'm doing, you know that one that came out from Zetetic Flat Earth the other day on tides, where apparently the tides are caused by the Kraken?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I have to watch that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was something.
Yeah, he had one of the
causes
reasons for his
tides.
tides was sea life.
Sea life.
But the sea life, yeah. It's all them plankton working together.
Oh God.
Busy
But
little
I
buggies,
decided,
isn't it?
I got to thinking I hadn't done anything on tides yet, so I'm doing tides in agonizing detail right now. It's going to be a 2-part episode.
I wish Reds hadn't taken down a little chat he had with Spurs a couple of days ago. Then Spurs came on and was arguing that there's only one tide a day.
Where do
One
these
tide-
guys come up with this stuff?
Wait,
I mean,
what?
seriously.
There was one tide a day, and what?
Spurs was arguing there was only one tide a day, not two. And how could there be two? Because there's only one moon.
The answer to that is actually a lot more interesting than you think it would be.
I know, but just there's something special about when Spurs says something incredibly stupid.
Yes, that
He's
is.
special.
He's just a special sort of guy. Hey,
The guy.
and speaking of Spurs, today is National Mental Health Day. Have you hugged your psychiatrist?
I actually work right across from their office. I should go hug one.
Yeah, go find one.
Well, I didn't hug by, but I did have sex with her.
That's always a good one.
But I mean, it's not, violating any ethics or anything. I mean, I'm paying her, so.
Well, it depends on whether or not you're filming it, because if you're filming it, you're making a movie and she's an actress.
Oh shit! All right, well, I guess
You got to
that
film it
makes that
next
one.
time, man. Yeah, send it to me and I'll edit it for you.
With or without the midgets.
I just got this weird idea of a midget's shrink, and it's really messing my head up.
Midget
midget
shrink.
shrink?
I see where you went with that.
Yeah.
What is the deal with midgets, man?
I don't
They're
know,
tough.
but Steve McRae won't stop watching it.
Well, all
For
I
me
know
or
is
for other
I wouldn't mind being a midget. Oh, well, I don't know if I would, but at least they look up to everybody.
Oh, that's
Shield.
bad.
Yeah,
How'd
Shields
you
is the
do on
one
your
you want
medicine
asking
last
me.
month? I'm a little short. I just want to be the man my dog thinks I am. Not much. Yeah, this Mac Catalina is just foobarred. My OBS crashes. I got to run it from terminal now, and half my damn programs don't work.
Should we let them back in?
Who?
Them.
Them? He's not a bad guy. He's not bad.
I know. I just say, should I let him in?
Yeah, I would. If he behaves himself.
You hear that, then?
Yeah, you got to behave yourself, man.
Oh, no worries, Hannah. We're not making fun of mental health. We're all of us mad here. This is Wonderland over on this end of the world.
I
What
will
end of the
never
world is
behave
that?
I will never behave myself. The whole lot of yous will bow down to my bacon overlord status.
Okay, try that again in English, and I'll try to understand it.
Take a run and jump, Shills.
I understood that one.
Yeah, jump.
Well, that's the problem with the English. We're cousins separated by a common language.
Yeah, Shills.
I'm not English. I'm British.
Yeah, and I'm Australian.
I know. I got yelled at about that the other day. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, it's PC.
What?
You can't be English. You can't be English, but you can be Scottish, Welsh, or Irish. But if you're English, you got to be British. Now,
why?
No, I'm not English. I'm from Northern Ireland, but I'm British.
Exactly. But the English are not allowed to say they're English. They got to say they're British.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
I
are.
said something about the English the other day, and everybody just had a fucking heart attack over it. I wasn't aware that I'd walked into a politically correct landmine there or something or other.
I
think we ought to back charge those guys for having to fix the fucked up language they gave us.
You know, I heard something interesting the other day, Blue. I heard something interesting the other day, and I don't know if it's true, but it's worth looking into it. At the time of the Revolution, the English and the Americans, both North and South, pretty much all spoke like Americans do now. And then in the 19th century, they had the upper classes developed an accent that they used to set them aside, just like the Southerners developed an accent, and it became much more common, actually relatively recently. You know, in the last 200 years or so. Prior to that, we all pretty much kind of sounded the same.
I've heard that before too.
Yeah, I was told it was a Bostonian accent that was the predominant English accent up until for a good long while.
Well, then you've got the Beebs head, and they're developing this common Beeb English accent that's used.
Yeah.
Don't all the people in Boston think they're Irish?
Well, most of them are.
That's why we separated them off into their own little city.
Hang on, Bob. Are they Irish descendants or are they actually Irish?
Irish descendants.
There we go. There's a slight difference. It's like I'm descended from Aboriginals, but I don't look Aboriginal.
Well, I'm basically Irish myself. We came from just west of Northern Ireland in the Republic of Ireland, County Doherty, Donegal.
Donegal.
Yeah, somewhere up in there.
Thank you, boss.
Donegal is what it's called.
Donegal.
Donegal. It's just west of Northern Ireland on the coast, but that's where my family's from. And I mean, I'm Dorgans, Martins, and O'Shaughnessy's, and then my mom married a freaking Englishman, and I look about as English as you can get.
Yeah.
I don't even look Irish anymore.
Yeah. To know
And
name
in
in the
County
side chat,
Donegal, we have a place called Muff.
over to No Name in the side chat. If you want a pretty good interpretation of Ed Orgeron, I highly recommend you look up the video Colonel Reb is Crying back when he was the head coach there.
Crickets.
It was
I was just reading No Name. The Southern American accent is more closely related to the English accent. We say shit like over yonder. Who the hell says it over yonder?
Like yous guys.
Yeah, use guys.
Use guys, yeah.
I've only heard that
Yeah.
said in Philly and New York.
That's an Ohio.
Use guys is kind of a New York thing. You know, there are differences. You guys probably aren't experts on American accents, but I'm a Midwesterner. I'm a combination of Midwestern and Southern. And, there's certain differences like, hey, do you want to go to I'm going to the movie theater. You want to go with? Is a very common term up here, which doesn't make any sense unless you're from here. And, I tell you where I live.
That's just grammar, whatever the word is, the way you form.
Yeah, we mix it around. But there are different terms too. Like, for example, I live in Michigan. And when I was in South Carolina, I stayed in Dillon. I have my picture taken versus have my picture made.
Yep.
There are some regional differences. There's not as many as there used to be, though.
Here's a real good one from central Montana, for example. And this is a very small geographic area. We're talking maybe 30 miles radius. If somebody says something that you agree with, say, for example, if I were to say, or if Bob were to say, I like ice cream, and I were from central Montana, I would respond with, so don't I. Locally, that means I agree with you. I like ice cream too.
That sounds so confusing.
I'm still trying to, get the fine differential between a pill bug and a roly poly.
Land lobsters.
Well, here in East Tennessee, the first time I heard this, I was talking about doing something, and the guy says, "Now, I don't care to help you." And where I came from, that meant literally, I don't want to help you. But that's not the way. That's not what it means here. They're really being friendly, saying, "I don't mind helping you," but they'll say, "I don't care to help you."
That's the wrong word.
It's crazy. Yeah. The first time I heard that, I was like, "Well, fuck you! I don't care if you help me or not."
Well, I got another one, Blue, that you might appreciate. I'm sitting in the office one day, and I had this lady come on in. Okay, well, I'm Dr. T. What can I do to help you? And it says, my husband said I fell out. And my answer was, you fell out of what? He says, no, I fell out. He said I was doing the tuna on the floor. So apparently she had a seizure.
Yeah, right.
Because she ran out of her peanut butter balls.
You just made a phrase then when you started your story. You said came on in instead of just come in.
Yeah.
So the on doesn't really need to be there.
But Fessy, fell out's a...
Well, we like it, though.
Fell out's a southern central going over towards Texas sort of thing. We get it a lot in Arkansas.
It took me a while to learn how to speak the language.
I hear a lot of the people on the panel that are usually Americans. I think it's mainly saying it, but when it's their turn to talk, they'll say, "I've got to let me say this real quick." What you want to say it quick, or you? I don't understand the meaning for it.
Well, the
They don't
meaning for
either.
it is I just have a short interjection to make.
Yeah. Only it never works out that way. So obviously they
I
don't
was
know
going
the
to say
meaning.
it doesn't work out short though.
Especially with the rumpus.
That's when Rumpus goes on a 20-minute diatribe.
But are you going to say it quick, or are you going to say your explanation quick? That's where the
Another
confusion
one.
lies.
Another one I've heard from a very small area in the Midwest is it's not a water fountain. It's a bubbler.
Yeah, we've had bubbler here. We've had that over here.
Bubblers used a lot.
Yeah.
I hope
That's
Rumpus doesn't think I don't like him. I actually do kind of like Rumpus. I get irritated when people don't get to the fucking point, you know?
Yes, and Rumpus is very good at not getting to a fucking point after half an hour.
Just
You know,
so
I'm
there's
one
no
of these guys, if you
confusion.
can't explain it in 10 words, you really need to rethink it.
Hang on, give me 5 seconds, and I'll be finished. 3 hours late.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Just 5 more minutes.
Just so there's no confusion, I think Rumpus is a twat.
But hang on. You didn't explain it in enough words.
Let's go see if this thing works.
You're missing about 3 pages of words.
Yes.
I tend to be very short and to the point.
No, really?
Here's one. In the majority of the South, no matter where you are, doesn't matter if it's a Coke, Pepsi, doesn't matter if it's any sort of soft drink.
It's
all
soda.
Coke. It's all Coke.
Yeah,
It's all
that's a good
Coke.
one. I've heard that before, that one. Yeah.
So
Or if
Fanta
it's
is Coke.
Southern, it's soda.
Yeah,
So
we
Yeah,
call
Fanta
it
is
in
Coke.
soft
in
drink
most-
over here.
In most places in Texas, it's also any kind of carbonated non-alcoholic beverage is a Coke. So you'll go to a restaurant. What would you like to drink? I'd like a Coke. Okay, what kind? I'd like orange.
You go to certain places up in the Northeast and you ask for a pop.
Actually,
Yeah,
you can get
Pop's
orange
another
Coke.
one. Yeah, that's more Northeast.
They brought
It's
out
also
orange
heat
Coke.
around this
Heat
thing.
flavored Coke too.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, how about
Louisiana,
this? How about this then? I'd like a Coke. Okay, what kind? Pepsi. Okay, thank you. Put that in your teacup and sip it.
I've heard that conversation before.
If you
And
ask for
it's messed up.
yeah,
But the thing
Yeah.
is Coca-Cola was invented in the South and it became very pervasive through the Southern culture to the point that that was the only carbonated soft drink that people had ever known. So the next one that came along, oh, that's a Coke. What kind is it? It's a cherry Coke or whatever, or an orange or grape. And it just became part of the nomenclature and turned into any kind of carbonated soft drink.
Yeah. Thank
I'll
you.
be right back, guys.
yeah.
So
if you ask
it-
for soda in England, you'll get carbonated water.
Right.
Yeah, this is soda water. It's
An
awful.
actual soda.
And
So-
around
Not
here, you'd
soda.
ask for a club soda.
We
Well,
call
and-
No,
them
if you ask
bottled
for club
water.
soda in London,
In
you
the
get beat up.
in the southern U.S., if you ask for a tea,
It comes with a
they're
side of
gonna they
Oh,
look at you like, well, sweet or unsweet. Oh, okay.
There's
But if
no
you go
such
up
thing
north
as
and say,
unsweet tea.
yeah, you go up north and say, I'd like a tea. They're like hot or cold. Yeah. Okay.
Ugh. Ugh.
coming out
well,
of
in Texas, generally it's served sweetened to the point of almost being a syrup, and I that disgusts me.
That's the way Eastern Tennessee tea is. It's
Yeah,
all like
me-
tea, and you generally got to tell them unsweet. If
Yeah.
you don't, you're going to get syrup.
Syrup with ice, and that sweetened iced tea disgusts me. I want something that's cold and refreshing, not something that's going to immediately suck all the water out of every cell in my body.
I like sweet tea.
Well, sweet tea in the South comes with a side of diabetes and a prescription for insulin. It's pretty sweet.
If you pour enough lemon in it, it's okay.
Wow. Wow. A cup of tea in Australia is you dunk the tea bag, you put 2 sugars in, and you drink it.
In my house, it's you pour cold unsweet tea into a glass with a splash of lime.
If you ask for cold tea in England, they look at you with disgust.
In YouTube chat, C4, no, Coca-Cola never had cocaine in it. It had extracts of the coca leaf, which would have been pre-cocaine. But to actually make cocaine, you have to put it through some very complicated chemical processes to purify it. So it had extracts of the coca leaf, which could have been used at some point to make cocaine, but not actual cocaine.
He used
that
that
urban myth.
Yeah, he used it to get him off heroin, didn't he?
Actually, that's a good
What he done it
segue.
for.
A lot of conspiracies are actually based on urban myths or local myths.
Side note, we did used to treat ghosts in people's blood with cocaine.
Ghosts in their blood? What?
It's a stupid joke. It's one of those memes you see whenever you're getting ready to take step 3 and whatnot. It's like, how did we used to treat something in the past, or what was the historical treatment for something? And it's like, in the 1850s, we used to treat ghosts in people's blood with cocaine. It's just something nonsensical like that.
Okay.
It's been fun, guys, but I got to go to bed.
Okay, Big Blue. Thanks for the chat, mate.
Later, Blue.
Yeah.
It makes more
Enjoyed
sense
it,
to say
guys.
like,
All right, I'm done.
Later, Blue.
Yeah, I
That
appreciate it.
killed the conversation.
Yeah, I got to go.
Blue's got to go. Okay, Blue.
Have a good night, man.
See ya.
I'm actually tired to say it right.
Tell the doctor I need a balsam specific.
I think the actual meme was something along the lines of, I diagnose you with ghosts in your blood. You should do cocaine about that. Which is a hell of a lot funnier.
Yeah, that would have been a lot funnier. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, guys, you have to remember, I'm not funny. So, I mean, that's...
Well, you've demonstrated that, so I'm okay.
Yes, your germ theory joke was terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, joke.
What did I do a germ theory joke?
Because you were talking about the ghosts in the blood.
Oh,
that was before they knew.
Hello, Princess Buttercup.
I thought you were talking about my midget shrink for a second.
Princess Bahaquap.
It's like in Red Dead Redemption 2, you actually get cocaine gum. And it restores your stamina.
Now, see, honestly, something like that wouldn't surprise me in older days. It wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Well, it's set in 1898, I think, or 1899. So just before the turn of the century.
So just looking at what you have on the screen there, there's one thing missing, and that's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has its own names for people, which is yins.
Yeah. Many river crustaceans, crawfish, always crawfish.
Is it craw or cray?
Craw.
Well, they got and crayfish, referred to as crawdads or crayfish.
Should be crayfish. Crayfish in English.
This one's only in different meanings across the United States. I'll have a look at one across continents in a minute, but this one's just for the US.
Yeah. Many river crustaceans. That's a funny way of saying crawfish.
A pasty.
Well, at least the North know what a pasty is.
Yeah, we got pasties here.
A pasty? USA. What?
Well, I like a good pasty.
Well, in the South, it's a pasty is a covering women put over their nipples in order to be modest.
Isn't that called a tassel?
If you want the reason for that, it's because blue laws don't allow our strip clubs to be full nude or even fully topless, so they have to wear pasties.
Yep, I was going to say that's exactly what it's for.
If they went to Cornwall and asked for two pasties, that'd be quite funny walking around with these Cornish pasties on their tits.
Also, the fact that you could use it as a handle and drink out of it.
pitcher. Some of these are fun.
Yeah, well, we're just talking about the tea.
A cold tea. Yeah. Iced tea.
You know, that dressing's actually a pretty good one right there.
Or the dressing one.
Yeah. We don't say, we either specify salad dressing or we just specify a certain type of salad dressing. We never actually say, I'm going to go get some dressing. Unless it's like Thanksgiving dressing.
And dressing could be a bread-based side dish.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We used to call it 7 C's. You got any 7 C's, Mum? A brand name in it.
What we call getting fixed or fixing
is neutering.
Different to...
Yeah, fixing in our language is getting neutered.
Yeah, you getting your dog fixed? Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a fixing.
Yeah, we got that down here too.
You fix your dog and you fix something to eat. Mind you, you might not do that simultaneously.
We don't use buggy here, I don't think.
No.
Oh, buggy is a buggy in the south. Before I see it, it's a shopping cart.
Yep, that it. Yep. Oh, we'll test you then. You don't look at the screen. We'll ask you.
All right.
Greens is pretty basic. It's not really.
Yeah.
Well, actually, in the north, it's not exactly what it means.
Actually, Terry,
generic.
For us in Australia,
right, so
we
in the
use
south, that's
both
gotta
of
mean
those.
like collard greens, or it's gotta mean like collard greens in the south then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use both though, but we use greens in both. Can I have a green salad, or can I have some green cooked vegetables?
Shredded cabbage served with milk-based cream. I'd call that yucky.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, some people like
something
coleslaw
that
over
doesn't
here.
get eaten.
Yeah,
I love coleslaw, but not with milk.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
But that's how you make cream.
That's how you make cream.
Oh, no, we have it with mayonnaise. Well, I do.
Well, mayonnaise is egg-based, isn't it?
Yep, egg and milk.
Yeah, well, it can be, yeah.
Egg and
You can
olive
get egg.
oil.
And carrots.
It's fat whipped into protein. Well, it's protein whipped into fat, I should say.
Okay, what do you call when it's sunny while raining in the south?
Actually, I'm not sure what they're going to come up with.
The devil is beating his wife.
I read that and I went, "What?"
I was about to say, at my church, when I was growing up, we used to call it a double spanking.
Yeah, dope.
What do you call dope in the south?
Toppings you put on your ice cream sundae. We call it toppings.
Toppings, dope. I've never heard that say that.
Yeah, dope is either drugs or it's really cool, man.
Right, now this is going to confuse a few people. What we have as a barbecue.
Yeah, the South have got it right.
Versus
that's over at Fragrant Wood. We don't do that.
Yeah, but the first barbecues used to be wood-fired, remember, Terry?
Oh, the old days when we could light a fire in the backyard and cook it under.
Yeah, and you'd put the hot plate over the top of it and then cook your sausages. Yeah.
A good barbecue takes about 12 hours.
It takes for all damn day.
Not for us. It doesn't. We just throw a sausage or a steak on the plate.
Hot plate.
When it's cooked,
wait for it to cook.
That's it.
And we call that grilling.
I like
it's not a grill if it's not on a grill.
Yeah, it's on a plate.
I will bet you the definition of peninsula in the south is Florida.
I haven't got that far yet, but I'll go down. We're talking about. I was making myself hungry talking about barbecue.
I like the way it says on that barbecue bit. If you look at the bottom bit of the barbecue, difference between north and south. One is marinade, the other is a form of cooking.
I got it right.
Peninsula doesn't look interesting.
But it's a pleasant peninsula. Look about you.
Peninsula. That's a funny name, really.
Now we know what
number
butter
20.
is.
In the South, it's a lifestyle.
What you put on everything.
The basis
in the
of
South,
butter
it's a lifestyle.
It's the basis of all cooking in the South. Butter.
No. It's a lifestyle.
Butter's
Yeah.
a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's slang over here when it says, "Yeah, you got to have your butter, mate." And that's just to mean, yeah, it's just the same, like Shield said, the lifestyle. Gotta have
What
your
about
butter,
bread
mate.
and butter? Like we used to say, bread and butter for like a wages or a job type derivative. Your bread and butter.
Yeah, your bread and butter.
Yeah, we kind of use
Yep.
it.
Well, yeah.
When something's your bread and butter here, it means it's in your wheelhouse. It's what you do.
The only reason the Americans call their type of football is because it starts off with a kick.
Yeah. And in England, if you mention football to most people, they go, "What?"
And I
don't watch
gotta
that shit.
take umbrage with both of those in the North and in the South. In the North, it's any number of college or professional teams, and in the South, it's any number of local
SEC
college
teams.
or professional teams.
Yeah, but
I mean,
college football is king in the South.
What college football? What in the South?
Is king in the South.
Dude, I lived in State College for a number of years, and that town's population went from about 45,000 up to about 110,000 for football day. Literally, I mean the population just about tripled for football day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
State College
beautiful.
is not that
Hang
big.
on, I want to read out the bottom section of this. A big difference between the North and South is our wardrobe. In the North, the first day that is warmer than 40 degrees, girls are wearing hot pants. In the South, the girls are a bit classier and hold off until it's at least 70 degrees to put on the Daisy Dukes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about right.
So men don't wear shorts? What the fuck?
Men don't wear Daisy Dukes usually.
Some do, depending on who they are.
Yeah, well, those are the ones whose balls also hang out from underneath their miniskirts.
Terry, they haven't seen 1970s and 1980s AFL football, have they?
No. We used to wear stubbies around here. Just see Paul Hogan. He used to wear stubbies and a torn shirt.
Yeah, all you did was lift up the side of the stubbies and let it hang out and go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Rust belt. I don't know what that
Bless
means.
your heart. That's a great one. And the South is.
I love that one.
Touched in the head.
What was Paul Hogan's first program? He used to sit chatting to his mate on the settee.
That was the Paul
Hogan show.
Yeah,
that was just the Paul Hogan show. Yeah, I used to love that.
Yeah,
that was
I used to watch it when I lived in Texas.
That's cool.
Snow's going to be brilliant. In the South, that's going to be 1 inch shuts it all down.
You know, bless your heart's a great way to say things in the South because you can say anything you want as long as you follow it up with bless her heart. It's okay.
Yeah. It's like she went out and all of a sudden just started feeding the hogs and the next thing you know, her hand left her. Bless her heart.
I'm going to start using that with flat earthers. Bless your heart.
Yeah, bless your heart. Yeah, just.
Oh, you tried to understand it, but bless your heart.
Yeah, you're going to have to put that at the end of a sentence or something for him.
You know, I think you're right because I used to always say, "Oh, isn't that adorable?" I think as a group we all need to start saying "bless your heart."
Yeah,
that'll be our new mantra. Bless your heart, Anthony.
Yeah.
The funniest
Bless your
is
heart,
listening
Travis.
to the funniest is listening to like an 80-year-old woman use it.
Oh God, because she's got everything about it down pat.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart, love.
Wind chill of -40. No, they close the school here if we get half an inch on the bloody ground.
You know, that was one thing in South Carolina. They shut the state down once because we had 4 inches of snow.
It's the opposite way here.
I have more frost than that on my windshield when I get up in the morning in the middle of winter.
My oldest daughter told me a joke that she just loves. How is sex like snow? You never know how many inches you're going to get or how long it's going to last.
Good one.
In Australia, we shut down the schools when it gets too fucking hot.
That ain't gonna happen in England.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, hot.
Yeah, how is England still around when they had a maximum temperature of 38 degrees Celsius?
Oh, they're all dying, all falling over and swearing and cursing, and that's too hot. And they're all sitting on the beach wearing their coats and their jumpers and a brolly. They're just complaining it's too hot. They hadn't worked out to take the coat off yet. No, but if it gets above 70 degrees here, people complain it's too hot. That's Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
We had
They die in Florida.
a while back. We had a heat wave in Texas where the temperature never got below 100 degrees Fahrenheit or about 38 centigrade. Never in 100 days, not even at night.
Oh, that's a cool car.
Oh, we got the wrong thing,
Station
have I?
wagon.
Hey,
Station wagon.
you're not supposed to be looking at
Dear
the car.
God, don't get him started on the car.
Well, my car, yeah, it's a HZ station wagon V8 auto power steer, 79 model.
Nice. Blah, 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 blah.
I just had to put up with driving it around because the Statesman was out of rego. We need that in the... can't I get that to fit in the screen?
Looks like it fits to me.
That's what she said.
That's too big. I want it smaller, but I want it smaller.
I wish that's what she'd said.
That's all right. If I had another
joke you've
half
had all
inch.
night, Brian.
The what?
Funniest joke you've had all night.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I'm just.
That's no good either. I can't make it. How do you make it just right?
Carry that Andy in.
Add another inch. I see Bob
Oops.
had
That's no good.
the
What did I do? I
flurfers.
broke it.
Bob had the flurfers running in Jose's this afternoon or earlier today. Backtracking left, right, and centre. He got the right model. Good one, Bob.
Broke it.
It is amazing that they just refuse to talk to Bob.
I know. He really got in a pickle when he asked the question. Do you see that pole that's sitting on top of the water? No, it's not. It's in the water. And I was looking at his reference points where he reckoned he took the video from. Them buildings apparently are 16 miles away. And if you look at the promenade, it isn't at the right angle from where he's taking the picture. So it seemed a bit strange, that one.
He also said he's also said that he was 6 feet off the water, 4 feet off the water, and 1 foot off the water.
Yeah, you could tell he was a lot higher than he said he was. That was in high tide as well.
And it was at high tide, yeah.
And where he's parked, I was looking on Google Maps, and there ain't nowhere along there what looked like that. I couldn't find anywhere along that promenade. If he says, if he's taking the pictures where he says it was, but if you look at the angles, I've done an angle from the mountain behind it, and it doesn't cut through that chimney. What we're looking at, well, it's not a chimney, it's a mast. And I couldn't line it up. How he got it in the picture. He was further up.
So we think that he pulled a page out of Anthony's book about lie about where you were?
Probably, yeah. Can't guarantee it, but I couldn't get it to line up. And if I took it from right at the low part of the mountain, what you could see, and that got even further away from that building. And it just doesn't make sense where he said he was. Because you just wouldn't see what he's looking at, especially 16 miles.
And the image is so distorted. It's hard to tell what is a shoreline and what you're actually looking at.
Yeah, I can't see. Is he using a P900?
But see, that's just the ether band coming through.
Yeah, gloom. What was I going to say? Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt.
He's using a P900.
Terry, can you let Bandy in?
That Bandy at 68 STE?
Not sure. He says he's knocking on the door, but nobody will let him in.
Well, I let a 68 STE in. I don't know who they are.
Found our worst temperature record. Marble Borough in Western Australia, which experienced 160 consecutive days above 100 degrees Fahrenheit in 1923-24.
Yeah, screw that noise.
Marble Borough in Western Australia, which experienced 160 consecutive days above 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Blech.
Hey, who's watching YouTube?
Yeah, who's watching YouTube?
68 STE.
Yeah, tube.
Who's watching YouTube? I'm not watching YouTube. Oh, what are we playing?
Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off for the night. You all have a good one.
Yeah,
I already got a good one. I just want a bigger one.
Keep telling yourself that, Chills. Someday you'll believe it.
Yeah,
hey guys,
bigger.
have a good night.
No.
Later, potato.
Yep. No,
There's the confusing one that we always get mixed up with. Cross continents.
What?
On screen.
Oh, crap. Oh, yeah. Yeah, chips, torch, lift,
England
bonnet,
call them
boot.
crisps. We call them chips.
One of the Yanks call them
Yeah.
fries, don't they?
Torch. No, chips are a whole different critter. Those are fries.
Yep. That's a thinly deep fried potato snacks known as chips.
Yes, they're chips. What the picture that was on screen.
Yep.
Yeah,
From where
we know about boot, bonnet, torch, lift, spanner. All those things you guys get wrong. Trousers.
Well, I understand boot because boot is not boot, trunk. Because back in the old days, the wagons used to have the trunk on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, from where he reckoned he was to that lighthouse, just over 13 miles. So if he had a P9000, he wouldn't be able to zoom in that as well as he did. I'm pretty certain. But...
Come on, Bandy, back up your mate, Randy.
Ranty.
Yeah.
Now, what's he saying that I have to back up? I only back myself up. My wild accusations.
Right. Well, come on then.
This is a no white knight zone.
Exactly right. Hey, I'm Paid. How you going, mate?
Howdy.
Yeah, but I hear you're a little bit confused, buddy. You're a bit lost.
By what?
Can I help you out and to find your way?
With what?
With reality.
No, I'm just fine with reality.
Sorry.
I said, I'm just fine with reality. Have been for 28 years ever since I quit.
Ah. So you still haven't seen the light yet?
No, I've seen plenty enough light already. My eyes aren't squinty anymore.
Is that because the light is bending with space time or something?
No, I'm just talking about getting off dope, just to derail what you're saying.
Just to derail? Really? Why would you want to derail me, unpaid?
I would.
Because you're talking bullshit.
No, we never talk bullshit here. We're just having a conversation.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there was the
Come on,
midget porn.
you seem a little bit down in the dumps, mate. Come on. You got to slowly go into the DTs. Just don't do it all at once.
Yeah, once.
All right?
Yeah, right.
Gradual, like. All right?
Yeah, like.
It's like the globe. Got to slowly get off it, and I'll help you.
Yeah, globe.
Bless his heart.
Oh, bless his heart.
I wonder who's going to be the first one to use out the Jose's.
Who knows? Who knows?
Can't bless my heart. It's all black.
Oh, bless your heart.
Last time I walked into a church, it exploded. Not because of anything I was carrying. It was just kind of a phenomenon, you know. It happened. I was not responsible.
Rephrase that one.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. I can't get into a church. It won't let me in. It all starts. I get all hot and bothered.
Yeah, you do.
I try to.
Yeah.
You guys have got a big church of Scientology.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Science. What?
Hate to drop this bomb in your lap there, Sparkles, but I ain't Tom fucking Cruise.
No, you ain't got as much money as Tom Cruise, so you can't join.
I also ain't gay.
Yeah, Bandy, you can take that Scientologist shit and shove it up your ass.
No. It is harsh. I would have said fold it up until it's all acute angles, then shove it in a dark, warm, smelly place upon your person.
That's even harsher.
But I tend to be a little more poetic.
It's a little bit more imaginative, that one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I do try.
And they'll be pushing in Vile Bandy, no pulling.
He's here all week and 2 shows on Saturday.
Okay, we want to go here. All right.
Don't forget to try the shrimp. Tip your waiters.
What's unpaid thing? Does he push or does he pull?
Depends on which side he's on.
Really? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'd argue that one.
I bet you would, sailor.
Where's Gleam gone? I thought you normally joined your chat. Side chat anyway.
We lost one person, but Gleam would have been more fun.
Yeah, so would a green stick fracture.
Yeah, those are always a lot of fun. Hey guys, I got to finish this video, so I'm going to sign out and see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to
Princess Buttercup
now.
All right, work on that 4D water level there, Bob.
Well, Bob,
working on
in
it.
the immortal words of Porky and Buckwheat, Otay.
Tay. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Later, Bob.
Later, Bob.
Thanks for dropping by, Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob.
Oh, gosh. Who's been mucking around with me? Terry.
Oh, sorry. I'll change it again.
No, you're right, mate.
No, I'm going to change it again. Sorry.
It's all right. So what's news? Anything exciting? Have I missed anything today?
Nah, not really. Just kind of the same old shit.
Same old
No,
shit.
it doesn't come all the way up.
Yeah, Earth is still round.
No.
Oh, is it?
Damn, really?
Who told you that?
Come on, damn. That's a wild accusation there that you made.
All right. What's your independent
Well-
variable?
At least this wild accusation has some evidence backing it up.
Evidence. Okay.
The
then.
independent variable is the fact that gravity holds water to a spinning ball.
Gravity. Oh, okay, I'm glad we went here.
You've already been there, Bandy. We don't
all
need
right.
to go there again.
Now,
This could get fun.
What's the cause of this gravity, pray tell?
The bending of space-time.
The bending of space-time. Come on.
Also a gravity well, and the sun,
hang
and the
on.
moon, and the
Before we even get started with this, I want to ask our new joined friend here. Even if you don't agree with it, has the globe side presented some kind of evidence?
Oh, they've provided things.
Well,
And-
even like I
and-
said,
and
even if you don't
reasons.
agree with it, has the globe side presented some kind of evidence, even if you think it's bullshit?
Well, yeah, they've prevented some stuff. Yeah, I'd have to agree with
Okay.
that.
Then in that case, I'd like to ask you, do you have one single piece of empirical and exclusively indicative evidence of this flat Earth?
Word salads. Yes, I do. Observations.
Then I'm certainly willing to hear it.
Observations. Long distance
Yeah, without
observations.
mathematics. Without mathematics.
Now, hang on. I want to hear what he's got
No,
to say.
you didn't
I
ask for
wanna-
mathematics.
I want to hear what he's got to say.
All right. Long distance observations
Of
things a long way away
like,
without nothing in the way except the ether band.
so
But
what
like
you're saying
space.
is you have absolutely no evidence that is not exclusively indicative of a flat Earth?
Yeah, long distance observations. 100%.
Well, as long as you agree
and here's
Oh,
the
and-
nail.
go ahead. Go
the
ahead.
Nail, the nail in the coffin. Right? The
Mhm.
nail in the coffin.
Mhm.
Water. Flat and
Yeah,
Is that-
nail.
Yeah, is that galvanized nail?
No,
Or is it stainless?
And I always go stainless. Always
Oh, that's
go
right.
stainless. Yep.
That's
Yeah,
a good way to
good
go.
choice.
It's a good way to go. Yeah,
for
I
sure.
agree.
Yep.
However, that's not exclusively indicative. So the door is that way. Thank you for playing. Here's
Oh,
an edition of our home.
hey.
Here's a lovely edition of our home game.
Yeah,
Come on.
game.
You gotta play Monopoly better than that, unpaid. Come on.
Hey,
Sorry,
Bandy,
done with
explain
you.
storm clouds.
Do you saying long distance like the sun or
Like
The moon,
more
yeah,
than
or the
5
moon.
feet.
Well, the sun's the sun's a really, really long way away. No, I'm just talking a
Oh.
long way away.
Now this ought to be funny.
Well, we could use the moon.
We could use a laugh. Keep going.
Right. So, like across a lake, for argument's sake, a nice flat level lake.
what do you
Is it
determine
flat
as a
or is it
lake?
level? Which one is it, Bandy? It can't be both.
Oh, it's both on a nice calm
But
day
it's-
when it's like
But water
mirror.
can't be both.
Oh yes, it can
True
be.
Blue wants to know, Bandy, when's the last time you went to Specsavers?
Mm. Well, I'm glad True Blue is concerned about my optical disabilities there. Actually,
So you can't use observations then, Bandy?
oh, can't I?
Well, because you're using NASA paid optical devices to be able to see properly.
No,
What,
we're
who do you
not. We're
think
not relying.
runs the-
We're not
who do you think
relying.
runs the optometrist industry?
Come on, we're not relying on NASA, are we?
Who do you think operates the optical industry?
The Australian government that just donated $150 million to NASA.
No, they don't come from China.
Yeah,
And
we
actually
probably borrowed it off China.
with North Korean labour.
The Germans
yeah.
are quite
Okay.
good.
All right.
You can't.
Here's some flat level water for you.
Oh, come on, unpaid.
Explain that
Oh,
shit.
Really? What's that look like to
Mhm.
you? Doesn't even look like water. Look, that
It
photo.
looks like we've got. It looks like we've got water with air inside of that, with water inside of that.
Look at that.
Oh, there's
photo.
little bits, and then
Hey.
there's little bits of air floating around in the bigger bit of water that's on the outside.
Do we trust that
Yeah, where's
rule?
your
It's made in New
complaint?
Zealand.
Hey, Hey.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hot tip. Right?
I'll give you a hot tip, sailor.
I'll
will you now?
I'll give you a hot tip. All right?
Please do, sailor.
Yeah. You wish. That photo, flat, just like the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Flat photos prove flat Earth.
Mm.
Yeah, but what if you take a picture and put it on a ball? It's not flat then.
And I suppose if I drop my phone on your head and it made a lump, that would mean it's a lumpy Earth.
No, it'd be a sore head.
Well, probably, depending on how high I dropped it from. But I wouldn't want to drop it too far because that might break my phone when it hit the ground too.
Well, haven't you got one of those
due to gravity?
One of those new Grizz cases, mate. Get with the times.
Nah, I don't want to totally destroy people. I just want to fuck them up.
Okay, we'll try. Come on, let's go.
So, well, I left a lump on your head. Left a little lump on your head. Isn't that enough?
Bandy, the ball's in your court, Bandy. You've got to come up with your question.
But I did. Water's always flat and level at rest.
No, that's a statement, not a question.
Yeah, no, that's
This is at rest.
That's
This is at rest. This is at rest.
Citation needed.
That can't be at rest. Look at it. Someone's lifted it up. And
Well, if you look at a spirit bubble,
It-
that's at rest, and that goes around the air.
It
It's not
looks,
level.
Bandy, it looks more like a glass ball to me,
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
crystal ball, doesn't it?
And if you're going to tell me that water that I'm looking at is at rest, where's the pillow and blankets?
Where's the who? Where what?
The pillow and blankets. It doesn't look like it's resting.
They're under my ass, so I can stay up late and talk to you.
Yes. Well, you need to because we've got to sort this out.
It's a wooden chair. I had to do something.
Yes. And the only thing that you rely on for water is what? Gravity. Gravity. That elusive force, gravity.
Then
Which
explain
is
waterfalls, Bandy.
apparently missing in this photograph.
Well, exactly. Exactly. Missing. No
Yeah,
cause,
missing.
No cause.
Because this is in orbit.
Just how did it get in orbit?
With rockets.
And gravity.
In the rockets in the vacuum of space.
Yeah, you know how a rocket works, don't you, Bandy?
Kinda.
So that would be a no.
In other words, yeah, I was about to say, in other words, no.
Well, they sort of go whoosh and up.
No, they don't. Just go whoosh.
Yes, they do.
And on an angle, and then they splash into the ocean. Now.
Do you have evidence of this?
Well, I think
technically he is right. The rocket does actually go up on an angle, and then when it's finished burning its fuel, it comes back down
separates, to Earth. And then the other bit comes down to Earth. Yes, but the rest of the rocket keeps going, doesn't it, Bandy?
Well, damn, you know why it separates, don't you?
Right, because it hit the dome.
Because they just can't stand living with each other anymore.
Yeah, that too, and plus the bungee cords break.
Evidence?
We watched that.
Evidence
of the bungee cord from its separation.
Well, actually, I don't have that evidence on hand, but I think there's a couple of people here that could attest to that evidence.
Wait, didn't we watch that, Bandy?
We might have, buddy. We might have.
I'm sure we watched a rocket launch where the bungee cords broke.
Yes. Yep, flapping around there in the wind.
Well, I don't know if I've still got those photos.
I know, it's interesting.
Oh, hang on. Terry just agreed with you, Bandy.
I know, because Terry was there. We watched it live, and I went, hello, bungee cords flapping around. That doesn't look very scientific.
How do you know they're bungee cords?
Well, That's actually
But
a
Bandy's
good
just
point.
assuming though bungee cord.
Yes, actually, I'll give you that one. I am assuming it was a bungee cord, but it did look pretty bungee.
Hey, Bandy, you know, assumption is the mother of all fuck ups, don't you?
I know. Look what happened. Their bungee cord broke and the rocket fell into the ocean.
So that's your assumption, that the bungee cord broke and that's why the bit fell in the ocean.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah.
Where's your evidence of these bungee cords?
Well, it's an observation, right? And that's my experiment, my observation.
So you observed phenomenon.
Okay, so what was your independent variable?
Because observations is science.
What was your
That's
independent variable?
That's part of the scientific method.
There we go.
You made the observation, so what's your hypothesis?
My hypothesis is bungee cords hold rockets together.
No, they don't.
Well, at least one does.
What bungee cord?
They didn't hold it very well.
Exactly my point. Not very
And who
well at
made
all.
the bungee cords? Who made the bungee cords?
Gorilla.
A gorilla?
No, Gorilla, the brand.
Exactly. Thank you,
Oh,
Peter.
right.
Thank you, Peter.
Peter?
Yeah.
Bad man, don't help him.
Hey. Bandy, when you want more evidence, just yell out. I might have 2,000 kilometres worth of evidence sitting on my computer right now.
I know.
I've got a problem with
erectile dysfunction.
No, that's perfectly okay.
Well, if you go to the doctor, they'll give you a cream.
No, it's more a case of Bandsaw
Or at least a
Bandit's
solution.
name. No, Bandsaw Bandit's name. Is there a lot of cause for, market for bandsaws? Could he not have thought of nicking something else? Or do he attack people with bandsaws?
Haven't you ever attacked someone with a bandsaw?
Yeah.
No, it's too heavy.
No.
Yeah, but they don't get up once you hit them with it.
That's right. That's exactly
I wouldn't be able to
right.
pick it up.
Well, not mine anyway, Pete. I won't get up. That's
Is it on wheels? Do they push it at people?
Where do you find the long extension cords?
From Gorilla.
Yes. Actually, you do. You do. With the bungee cords. All right. And don't you worry, on my bandsaw, I've got my rip saw blade on it right at the moment. Ready and waiting.
That'd be quite good with the bungee cord, because when you threw it at them, it'd come back to you. Oh, that wouldn't be good, would it?
It's fine as long as if you catch it right.
Yeah. Don't be throwing a bungee cord at a bandsaw.
No.
Be all sorts of disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, disaster.
Exactly. So unpaid. You got some evidence that this water isn't flat and level, apart from a droplet in space, or a wave, or a ripple.
You want me to give you evidence on the same level as the evidence you just gave? I saw it. Okay, there you go. There's my evidence.
There you go. You saw it? Well, fine, whatever. I'm on Google now. I will get a picture.
Yeah.
For you.
Make sure it doesn't use gravity, Bandy.
Because this is what I do.
Make sure the picture doesn't have any gravity in it.
Don't like it.
You can't just hand wave things, guys.
Does gravity exist, Bandy?
Now, look at that. Here's a good one.
I can't see anything.
Oh, actually, there's a ripple in that one. Might not be able to use that one.
Not that site, Bandy. I don't want to get me channel demonetized.
Hello, Terry. Come on. Oh, here's one. Now this is perfect. Hey. Copy image address.
I'm going to call it now CGI.
He was in a very
I'm calling fisheye.
window.
Myself.
So CGI
Got to be a jerk, right?
Here we go.
Oh man, I was really sitting back
Who's got that playing?
I've got to rethink myself here.
That'd be, hang on, that's me. Sorry.
Hey, Ozzy.
It's all right. I'm trying to listen to three things at once. Just a sec, Bandy.
All right, Pete.
Right, now go.
You've got 3 years.
No, I've got one ear uncovered. Go.
Pete, can you share that for unpaid? What I've just shared with you in Discord?
So you've shared it to me at Discord.
Yeah, in your message.
And so, all right.
Because this technical stuff is too technical for me.
Copy link.
Well, you are, after all, only a plumber.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
They and them, do you want it in Discord or do you want it in the internal chat?
No, unpaid. This is for unpaid.
Unpaid. Do you want it in the internal chat or do you want it in the? Do you want it sent to Discord?
No, just post it in the side chat. I'll take a look at it.
In the side chat.
No, he wants you to present it so the stream can see it as well.
Yeah, well, if I've got the picture, the link,
It's in the side chat, Terry.
Well, there you go. Thank you.
Yep, CGI to me.
Yep, CGI.
Yep, CGI.
Look at that. It's like a mirror.
No, it's CGI.
That's not like a mirror, Bandy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
called a reflection, but it's
I see
not a mirror.
curvature.
I
So do
said
I.
it's like a mirror.
I see curvature.
Really? Where?
Right there. I see it.
Where's there? Point.
Right
I can
there.
see it
Right
too.
there. See?
Point.
Right there.
I can't see you pointing. No, you're
I'm
not.
pointing right there.
No, you're not.
Look, curve, look.
That's really good point. Have you always noticed shadows or the reflections always shorter than the original item?
Yeah.
Object?
Yeah, that's because it's a curved surface.
A curved surface.
Yep.
Really?
Well, that's funny. That's funny because the other day when the sun was setting, my shadow was longer than I am tall.
There we go.
Mm.
Kaboom. So it's concave now.
So hang on. That means that whole assertion that you just made demonic?
No, in water. In water.
Oh, in water.
Reflection. He meant the
Yes.
reflection.
Yeah, the shadow's not a reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Peter got
I think
shut
it's.
down.
I think it's got more to. I think it's got more to do with the angle of refraction that you're looking at the water. To tell you the truth.
Oh, is it the angle of attack, is it?
No. Listen to the words. I said the right ones. The angle of refraction that you're looking at the water, because that's what actually dictates how long the reflection is.
Not necessarily.
Well, you
I
can
like
have
celery.
celery, or you can have spinach for all I know.
Cabbage.
Are we talking word salad? Are we talking word salad?
Hang on.
Yeah.
I've noticed
Radishes.
an anomaly in this picture too.
Yeah, picture.
Have you noticed on the left and the right that the water's not flat?
Really? You know
I
why?
thought it was always flat and level, Bandy.
But you know why? It's a fisheye lens.
No, it's an anti-fisheye lens.
Oh, it's a
That's
fisheye
why.
lens.
No, it's an anti-fisheye lens because the Earth is really curved, and I'm not seeing it there. So it's obviously an anti-fisheye lens, CGI, done by the Illuminati Freemasons.
Oh, so now
Wait a minute. You said you saw the curve earlier, both of you. So now you're saying you don't see the curve. Which one is it?
Exactly.
Oh, the curve is there. The curve is there, but they're using this anti-fisheye lens to try and cover it up. But I see through it because it's all just a conspiracy by the Illuminati Freemasons.
Ah,
You normally see through a lens.
come on.
I can see through all
do
this.
better. You can do better than that. Come on.
Is that the best picture you got?
No, that's the first one I came across, Terry, in Google.
Were you there, Andy?
Sorry, Dem.
Were you there?
Was I there?
Yeah.
I could lie.
But that would be dishonest, Bandy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
You caught
yeah.
me.
Dishonest.
You caught me.
Dishonest.
Dishonest.
All right. Fine.
So
Oh, no.
Come on,
Well,
Bandy. I thought you were better than this.
I was kind of there because I was at Google.
Ah, so you're using computer-generated images to make your argument because you found that on your computer.
Oh, naturally, of course.
Yes, but then if you hold them bandy to that one, then you can't use any pictures that
right.
you take from space.
That's right.
That's correct.
Nothing from NASA, because we know nothing comes from NASA.
No, nothing did. Like the
from
Velcro that you
China,
used to tie your shoes with.
or from Japan.
Or
None
India.
of that sort of stuff. So let's get back down here on Earth. All right?
So hang on, Bandy. I'm going to help you out just a little bit because I'm sick of this.
No, Pete. We don't be needing. What's this?
This is water that's not flat and level, and it's not from NASA or Japan.
Yeah.
Water tension. Right? Where's gravity in that? No gravity in that.
Sure there is. It's right there.
Right? Because if there was gravity, right, it'd be curving the other way, wouldn't it?
Nope.
Why?
Gravity
Why
is
would it be
right
curving in the other way?
there.
Well, that's what it does. That's what you tell us it does. Gravity makes it bend the other way, not that way.
Nope. You just said curved water.
Right? And stick to the outside without falling off, apparently.
Correct.
Spinning at 1 trillion miles an hour.
Wrong. That's 1,040.
Well, okay, fine. Technicalities. All right, I'll give you that one
one
too.
rev per day.
All right,
but,
I'll give you that one. Technicalities. All
Yeah,
right.
you're 1 decimal point out.
But yeah, we're spinning at an astronomical speed an hour.
Hey, Bandy, do you know that the cylinders in a car go faster than the Earth?
Hey, Terry, you've been in a car that goes 1,000 miles an hour. It's pretty scary.
So
astronomical. Right? How do you hold on to that? Come on. Have you been on a merry-go-round that goes 1,000 miles an hour? Can't be.
No.
If you scale it down, the merry-go-round goes around once a day.
It'd probably be faster than that.
No.
43 seconds it takes.
43 seconds. Right?
Yeah. It is equivalent to the Earth rotation, apparently, to George, I think, mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay, then. Now, here's the $64,000 question. Right?
You haven't got 64,000.
Okay,
Is that
fine,
American or US
okay,
or Australian?
Okay, here's the negative. Here's the negative $53,000 question. All right.
Bloody hell, that was inflation.
Well, no, that's the debt that I have. So,
we'll let you off that.
Now you want to stand on this merry-go-round? Yes.
No.
And you want to spin?
That'd be dangerous.
And how big is this merry-go-round? 10 foot.
10 foot.
10 foot. Okay.
Okay, so it's about 3.5 meters thereabouts. And you want to stand on the edge, but you don't actually want to stand on the edge. You want to kind of like hang off it at a 90-degree angle. How are you going to do that?
If it takes 24 hours to go around, then yes, easy yes.
Bungee cords.
Oh, is that how? So are you trying to tell me now, as well as our own personal domes, we all have our own personal bungee cord that's sticking us to the earth?
Well, Ben, you don't have the anti-gravity straps.
Yeah, but the ones that don't have a strap, they didn't buy a Gorilla one.
Well, exactly right. Exactly right. Now, if you want to be doing this experiment, right, you need to stand on this thing at a 90-degree angle off the edge and see if it can be done. Can you do it? No.
If that's the globe, that's a fucking big ant.
Oh, flat earthers can't scale. Apparently.
I'm scared.
Uh-oh, curved water.
What's scale got to do with it? That's a cool picture, that.
It is actually. It's a scary looking ant if you scaled that up.
I wonder where all the craters come from.
Which ones?
Where the ant's been walking. Oh, the ant ain't got that one.
Look at that. Nice and flat on the bottom. That bit of water.
Oh, look, Benny, that one's got the personal dome. That's what
It does, exactly. Water's above like the water's below.
That's right.
Exactly.
Here's a thought. Here's a thought for you. Can you
Oh.
imagine, right, if you found out, right, that we actually lived in that water droplet, right? We're that small, we live in that water droplet. Right. And the rest of the world we haven't explored yet. That'd be quite scary, wouldn't it?
Well, or you could take it one step further. That water droplet equivalent. That water droplet is the equivalent of our universe.
Wow. You know what I was about
Yeah.
to say, Pete, don't you?
Yeah, universe.
Universe, yeah.
Yeah.
Universe?
Have you seen how small the Earth is compared to the sun? That's freaking scary.
How could I see that?
Terry, YouTube can't see that.
The sun doesn't look very big in the sky. Have you looked at the sun lately? Doesn't look that big. The Earth actually looks bigger.
Yeah, that's better.
I was trying to look at it. Can't I look at things too?
But don't stare at it.
Okay.
It's rude to stare.
So for those people in the side chat, that's a graphical representation of all of the water in the Earth in one droplet.
But if you read it, there's 3 drops.
Yes, there is.
So the big droplets for the rich and the little ones for the rest of the world.
I think one's, if I remember rightly, I think one of them's the salt water, one of them's fresh water, and the third one would be the equivalent of all of the moisture that's in the atmosphere.
Yeah, the big one's liquid fresh, and the small one's freshwater lakes and rivers.
Yeah.
Now unpaid. You want evidence, don't you?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Oh, stop sounding so bored. Come on, we've got people watching.
Well, then step up your game, partner.
Well, okay, then fine. Now, Pete, my funny furry secretary.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then. I have some evidence to. Actually, you've already actually got it. Actually, I don't even have to give it to you.
Which one?
The 4,087
Yeah,
kilometres.
all right, I've got it.
Yep. Yes.
Give me half a second.
Thank you.
Copy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was this more
unpaid.
Bandy evidence?
Fucking boring.
Well, you don't have to be here.
Yeah, but Bandy.
Hang on.
This is real evidence.
Hey, if I'd like to see you explain this demonic.
Yeah, exactly.
I've debunked this picture.
Explain this demonic.
Can you bring that up, please, Terry? I've just posted in the side chat.
All right.
Okay.
Only possible on a flat Earth.
All right, so we're all of agreement here that radio waves from VHF and upwards only go in a straight line.
Is there any pictures?
No, there's words and citations.
Yes.
And people that were involved doing it.
So it's words.
You can get tropospherics.
Yes, but this was not tropospheric.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
Because
Yeah, if you're in the 2 point.
That's in a
If you're in
different
the
class.
gigahertz. Yeah, if you're in the gigahertz, yeah, it won't affect us at all.
All right, so just if you have a look there, the current world distant record on 2.3 and 3.4 gigahertz bands is 4,024 kilometers. Now the problem with this is if we're on a round Earth, and radio waves in that frequency only go in a straight line, that means it's gone
Affected by magnetism?
No.
No.
No, it's not.
What? You're telling me radio waves aren't affected by magnetism?
No.
Not in the way that you think or you're trying to describe.
Yeah.
Okay, Bandy, how did they do it?
No, it doesn't matter. It's evidence.
Exactly.
It's evidence and a citation that there could be something to it.
You wanted a citation. I gave you a citation.
They bounced off the moon by any chance?
Really? No.
No, this was actually
Line of sight.
Yeah, no, well, it's not line of sight. That's just it. They can't do it line of sight.
No, they can't. Not with a gigahertz
Because
band.
at 4,000 odd kilometers, or should I say 2,495 miles, there's too much curve in the way for that to work, line of sight.
Unless we live enough for that plane.
That's correct. So,
where's the rest of the article?
The whole article's there.
Keep scrolling, Terry, if they're not demonic wishes to read it, because there's nothing in there that's going to help him.
Yep.
No, because there's going to be nothing else in there that says it's an actual flat Earth.
But that's not the point.
That's not the point.
That experiment will not work.
With a hump in the middle.
according to your globe Earth.
Tropospheric duct formed that could convey signals thousands of miles across the Pacific.
They can, but it can, but there was no evidence that it happened on this day.
So think again, fellas.
Bandy,
Yes.
I have a question for you. Do you know how they did it?
Do I know how they did it?
Yep.
Of course I know how they did it, but that's not the point. Do I know how they did it? Because they could only have done it on a flat Earth.
Well, I'm suspecting it was EME, but I'm looking into a little bit more to see what the primary sources of scattering, reflecting, and or refracting from the 2.3 gigahertz to 3.4 gigahertz band ranges are.
Yeah, you can get tropospherics, or you can get like when they have a solar burst, you can bounce it off the.
Maybe so, but not on this day. All those things were accounted for.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
It doesn't say there.
I know exactly how they did it.
Doesn't matter how they did it. It's up to them.
Yes, it does, Bandy. Because if you're going to use it as proof, we are going to ask how they did it.
No. Well, they did it. They turned on the radio. They transmitted a signal across a flat plane, received it. Booyah.
It does not say in this article that it was transversed across a flat plane.
It doesn't matter.
Well, hang on, Demonic. If you want to go down that way, if you want to go down that track, and without getting argumentative or anything like that, do you agree or disagree that frequencies in the VHF frequency of radio and above up into the gigahertz will only go in a straight line in what's known as line of sight?
Line of sight, yes.
Do you agree with that? Is that a substantiated claim? My next assertion will be, does the article not say there that it went 4,024 kilometres? Therefore, it's gone in a straight line on the Earth in 4,024 kilometres. So I give you evidence.
Mm. 13,000 foot up.
We'll give them some. What you know? What, Pete? I tell you what. I'm a fair kind of guy. All right. We'll give them until the next exciting episode to come up with the answer.
You mean I'm going to have more people hassling me for this information?
Hey, Pete. Well, them's the break sometimes.
Well, considering at this point, what I've come up with is that frequencies between 50 megahertz and 47 gigahertz can be used successfully for EME communications. I'd say that's probably a good idea of how they did it without having to dig too far into a particular case. Now, given time, I could dig far enough into the case to completely destroy any assertions you want to make about a flat Earth.
Well, dig and destroy.
Okay.
Yeah, they normally use EME, but
this wasn't EME though.
No.
You can look into it, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, that would be my first suspicion.
And
why do we keep talking about destroying?
That would be a pretty good idea. But if you do the calculations how far away the moon is, 4,000 odd kilometres.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Hang
quite
on.
A bit further.
Bugger.
Yeah, right here it says a tropospheric duct form that could convey signals thousands of miles across the Pacific.
Yeah.
It's the paragraph basically right next to the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said before. Tropospheric conditions. But he's saying that there was none at the time, but it doesn't say that.
Tropospheric duct formed.
Form that could convey signals thousands of miles.
And there's a magical word there, though.
Yes, I know what the word is.
They don't know how this happened. The word there is could.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They could.
Okay, signals. It could. That is not saying that's how it happened.
That's right.
No. Well, how did it happen?
So even in the article, they don't know how it happened, because the tropospheric duct that they're actually talking about didn't quite line up, and it wasn't going far enough for it to apparently work.
So how did it happen?
Well, this is one of the amateur radio mysteries at the moment, how it actually happened.
Exactly.
Was it 1994?
It was a while ago.
What year in my books?
There are plenty of things you could use to explain it. However, it's one of those things that just makes you go, Now, let's be honest, if the wrong people got this.
And one.
Yeah, because the trouble is that if it was flat, you could be doing that every day.
Every single day, that's right.
Sure.
Yeah, but you can't. You definitely can't.
Yes, but but again, just because we can't take a long distance photograph to 276 miles, whatever it is, every day, the fact that we can do it once raises the question.
That's right. And we can probably do it again. And again.
And realistically, a majority of the individuals that we're debunking will find small tidbits of information like this that, like they them said, it may have just been a perfect condition for a photo, or a perfect condition for this radio wave, or a perfect condition for something else, for a observation to occur. And all of a sudden they go, well, then what about this?
How long was the transmission for?
About 5 seconds or something, wasn't it?
I don't know.
They could have reflected it off a plane or something. Then, luckily.
That's a good point. That could have happened.
Yeah.
If the plane was the right altitude.
If it's only 5 seconds, it sounds more like ionosphere, tropospherics. But yeah, it could quite easily bounced off a plane. But if that was only 5 seconds, that would make sense. So most transmissions at that frequency, especially when you're using EME, that is only matters of seconds anyways.
Well, it's a lucky shot.
Right, but that would be a hell of a shot. Like that would be better than William Tell.
Yeah.
You're threading the eye of a needle at 1,000 paces.
That's right.
But it is possible.
Just remembering that to use like the frequencies up in the 2.3 gig and above, they're actually using dishes. So to do something like that, it's not like they've just got a long wire hanging out. They've got to they've got to point the aerial,
it's very
or the dish, in the perfect location at the perfect time, hit the button at the right time, as the plane so happened to be flying over at exactly the right time. There's so many variables there
that ain't gonna happen.
although possible, highly unlikely.
Or they could have used satellites or something.
Or they could have used a balloon with a reflector underneath it.
They could have used a satelloon. You're right.
They could have used a balloon with a.
Have we finished with this citation?
I think so.
Yeah.
The moment.
And Payton's got some homework to do.
Yeah, I figured I'll make a list of about 10 things that could explain this. That should be good enough.
Yes. But the most likely explanation, though, is just no obstruction.
Oh, well.
That's the most likely explanation, nothing in its way. That'd be the easiest way to do it, wouldn't it? Bang.
No. Okay. The most
Well,
likely.
even the least likely.
I'll present evidence to help you out, Bandy, but I don't have to be on your side. The most likely story is, as it says in the last couple of paragraphs there, that says
tropospheric duct.
Tropospheric ducting forms. Now, all that means is that there's a patch of hot air caught between two patches of cold air, and it acts like a tunnel and can redirect the radio waves in one direction over.
It bends them.
Normally speaking, look, I've done it a few times. Normally, it's only a couple of 100 kilometres. For this to happen that far at that frequency, it was a 1 in a million shot for it ever to happen.
Possibly ionosphere, possibly EME, and I was going to look at some records for where the moon was located at that time.
Yeah,
because if it's there, then we could have EME.
Well, my first transmission on Morse in the 3.5 meg band, my very, very first one on a homemade transmitter was to the Pitcairn Islands just above New Zealand.
Yep.
And that was as a visiting amateur. I was just so lucky to get that contact. So that's quite cool.
Beck said
not key.
He added, by Thursday, June 18th, the ducts seemed to be peaking.
Yeah.
That's an admission that that's what he was hoping for.
Well, if they knew what it was about, that's quite possibly why it happened. But
the whole thing, though, demonic, right? Granted, the ducts were peaking. This is the absolute longest, and it defies everything that they calculate. Even if you talk to an amateur nowadays doing calculations on doing long distance frequency,
microwave banding, they talk about, anything from 67 to 167 miles. That's what I've researched.
Mm.
They talk about trying to increase that distance over and over again, but they're going higher and higher and higher to do it.
Also, the problem, and the other problem that you're not necessarily looking into is that to go that distance, the amount of power that's needed is out of the range of an amateur radioist.
Yeah, some of them are going up to 70 odd gigahertz.
Yeah. No, well, not the frequency, the power.
States.
Watts.
The States side.
The watts.
You use 2 kilowatts. You're allowed to use 2 kilowatts in the States, aren't you?
I think so now. Yeah.
Depending
full
on the
license.
band.
Yeah, full license depending on the band.
In the gigahertz band. Anything above a certain, anything in the gigahertz band, you can use colossal amount of power. Well, I say colossal amounts, but there's regulations.
Yeah.
Over here,
there's a reason why they let you, because you need it.
Yeah. Over here, it's 100 watts.
Water in the trees. Water in the trees will stop your higher frequencies.
Yes. Yeah. But you can use buildings to bounce a signal on gigahertz. If you can't see line of sight and there's a building to your right, you can sort of turn your dish to the right. But that's just so finicky, gigahertz.
Yeah.
You got to be so precise with the bloody thing.
It's not like your HF band where you can just go, I just put out a whole heap of power, it'll bounce off something eventually in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I just chuck a long 30-foot bit of wire out or something. Yeah. Well, 100-foot preferably, but, but yeah, they ain't too hard. Yeah, gorilla. Yeah. Mine used to be 240 foot long, and that was in a U shape. I fed it in the middle as a half wave.
And
a dipole.
By the way, Mandelbrot said this was a record for that frequency, and possibly, if I think they also said that frequency band.
Yeah, that's
So,
correct.
Yeah.
That's
It
why
was-
that's why it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it was a lucky shot. It was one of those pulled it out of his ass at the last minute shots.
Was it prearranged to do this contact, or is he just
I
the?
think
Well,
that,
it'd have to be because he flew there with a backpack loaded up with specialized gear for doing this, rented an SUV, and then went into a specific location.
So yeah, from what I understand, he'd been planning this for months. He'd been watching the activity of all of the troposphere.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
like
fair enough.
Unpaid
Yeah.
Chill said, he actually chose this location for the reason of being right in the right location of the troposphere ducting at the time. But then when he got this distance, even he was blown away. He's going, the calculations don't work because I've gone way too far.
Yeah, we're getting a bit pissed off when they start to talk about Wi-Fi bands and everything, sticking it in the tube, and they think, for fuck's sake, it's going to be so crowded on that frequency.
Yeah.
With Wi-Fi and
it's
mobile phone.
Most streets are crowded. Like just the average street's very crowded now in that 2.4 gig range.
Gig, yeah, that is.
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, my equipment was a lot bigger than what it was now. Bloody SMDs, too small for my fingers.
Yeah, tell me about it. I could say the same thing for most PC cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got a problem, ain't you? Because you got really huge. I've got big hands, but Shill's got gorilla hands, literally.
My friend's got a set of those. He went out and bought the soldering irons with the tweezer heads, so that he can do the single surface mount bloody things at a time. And
hot air. Air station.
Hot air and all that thing. Yeah, and it's like he goes, bloody, why can't they just go back to through hole? It's so much easier.
I'll tell you a funny story. I got the hot air guns you can use. I got a Bosch one for burning stuff off. It go up to like 2.5 kilowatts.
Yeah.
It's got two sets, low speed and high speed. And I thought, I could use that to take a few SMDs off my. Well, I only want to take a couple off. There's me. Soldiers, Matt, and then all of a sudden, poof,
gone.
Half the bloody components disappear across the room. No, I'm going to bother looking for them. Yeah, that's quite fun.
There's even scientists that are doubting gravity at the moment.
Okay, Bendy, that's it. I can't help you now.
Really?
Okay.
Fine.
VHF and distant records by band. Propagation modes are tropospheric, refraction, and ducting.
Here we go, Pete. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. That came out wrong.
Like I said before, Demonic, that's only one way of doing it.
And it can also use ionospheric forward scattering.
Yeah, but that's more
or meteor scatter.
Yeah, it's more.
Or,
it's more involved.
Trans-equatorial field signed irregularities and rain scatter.
For starters, you need the rain or the cloud in the right place for rain scatter. You need meteorites to be falling for meteorite scatter. You need the ionosphere to be in the right place for the tropospheric and the ionospheric scatter.
Ionosphere is a lower band. You need the troposphere for
Ionosphere will only work on lower VHF down near your 100 and 150 megahertz.
Yep, quite correct. Yeah.
This is saying frequency bands include micrometer radio 300 to 3000 gigahertz and light 3 to 30,000 terahertz.
Nah,
so yeah, he got very lucky being able to get into that duct.
But that's the whole thing here. That's the whole thing here, Demonic. And I think you're missing the point. This was a 1 in a million shot. This is a 1 in a million shot that he made this, and it
worked.
It worked, and no one can actually turn around and say, well, this is why it worked that day, because over that distance it shouldn't have worked. It's not so much that there wasn't ducting there that day. That's why he went and did it. Over that distance, it should not have worked. He should have had too much losses.
I know how
Sorry,
he did it.
Peter, would you like to give some of your experience in dealing with radio and etc.?
Oh, not really, but okay.
Hey, Peter, it was the 19th of June 2015, yeah?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't got it up now.
It was a long time.
4,024
94.
was the distance.
1994, I think it said.
No, it was earlier than that.
No, because it's got his wave range here.
Yeah, just
It says it used tropospheric.
Yeah, on July 14th.
But the problem is using tropospheric over that distance doesn't. The mathematics don't work, demonic, and that's the whole thing.
This is from the records of.
I've got the records in front of me. I've got the records in front of me. That's what we were looking at before.
It used tropospheric.
Yes. Okay. You need to listen to the words I'm saying, right?
I understand. I understand what you are saying. I'm just saying that the records state that he used tropospheric ducting.
So if he used tropospheric ducting, physics,
and like you said, it was a 1 in a million shot.
If he used tropospheric ducting, that means physics is wrong.
No, I don't mean it's wrong.
Because physics say that it will run out of power going that far.
Depends how much power he used and how much gain he had on his aerials.
He was portable.
So not much.
Yeah.
So he was probably using.
He'd still have quite a bit.
Yeah, he'd probably be using maybe 100 or 200 watts. And he did that with 100 or 200 watts at that frequency is just phenomenal.
But the antenna you'd be using, it'd give him a larger ERP anyways.
Yeah. It sounds like the remote. It sounds like the remote station was one that was receiving, and the base was the one transmitting.
To get to get confirmed, you actually have to transmit and receive.
Yeah, you have to have it two-way. Definitely have to have it two-way to get QSL anyways.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I don't know what the like back then. I don't even know what their power, what they're allowed to use at that stage.
2 kilowatts.
Was it still 2 kilowatts back then? Wasn't it?
Yeah, the Americans got a hell of a high band.
Yeah, I know they've always had higher, but
yeah, I'm fairly certain that's 2 kilowatts. Oh, I can tell you, I've got the book here in front of me. Oh.
I'd have to open up my other drive.
Probably easy to search on Google, but my glasses. Oh, over that. Yep. Yeah, gigahertz.
They're not saying whereabouts the receiver was actually situated. They're just saying it was California. That's all they're saying.
Yeah. One was near Orange County, near Orange. So how you'd work it out, Terry? You'd use their call sign. So you've got 2 call signs there, N6MB and W6IT. You'd look up because they're in America, you'd actually look up the ARRL Amateur Radio Book, which is the American
Radio Relay League.
Yeah, and in that they've got all the call signs, and with that they've also got their station address.
Yeah.
So where their transmitting station is. So then you could work out exactly where they are that way.
Yeah, same as the British one, the RSGB.
Yeah.
I'm a G0.
Yeah,
was he sending a signal or just a voice contact?
No, Morse code.
Morse code.
So
just
okay.
Dots and dashes. Morse code will cut through absolutely everything.
Morse code will cut through absolutely everything. Morse code will cut through absolutely everything. Morse code will cut through absolutely everything. Morse code will cut through absolutely everything. Morse code will cut through absolutely everything. That's brilliant
and
for that.
and the thing is if he did it, unless he was going really fast, to do a QSL on Morse code both ways, you're probably looking at, I don't know, somewhere
35
between
words.
15 and 20 seconds worth of communication between the two stations.
Yeah, I would have thought he'd be doing about 30, 35 words a minute.
Yeah.
That's what they normally use on that sort of stuff.
So if they were doing it, if they were using a computer to do it, yeah, well, if they were using a computer, they wouldn't have used Morse code.
He said he had a rotating roof platform that he constructed using parts obtained from a home improvement store.
Yeah.
So this is a rotating antenna of some sort, then, not just a fixed.
That's correct, Terry. So yeah, it would have been on like some type of dolly or something like that he could rotate and point in the right direction at the right elevation and all that type of stuff.
So Peter, just trying to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
If he had to wait for a tropospheric duct to get his signal to go to Orange County, he had to be at the precise angle to go in a relatively straight line. I know it sounds semantical. To catch that duct and then get it over to that receiving station.
Yeah, so like I said, he was threading a needle from 100 kilometers away.
Yeah, but the thing is nowadays they'd be using computer programs and really specialized rotators.
Yeah. The other thing
Really
you've got to remember though, that back then, although they did have some information available to people doing this, there wasn't like a whole heap of information on the net where you could just type in, what's the atmosphere doing today? You know, so to actually get that information now isn't that hard, but to get that information back then, well, you had to know the right people and the right companies that actually had something in the right place to take the picture. So although it's easier now, for him to do that was, like I said, it's a 1 in a million shot. It hasn't been reproduced. That's how much of a 1 in a million shot it was.
Have people tried, Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they've tried to recreate the situation just to try and get it again, but
yeah,
because let's be honest, all they'd have to move is 100 meters, and then all of a sudden it's a new world record.
Yeah. So basically, we were from California to Hawaii, wasn't it?
Can anyone see that? I don't know what True Blue put it in Discord. Is it?
Oh, hang on.
Trying to see what it is.
Do you want me to bring it over, Terry?
I've already got it. I'm already doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just seeing what it's all about.
Oh. Yeah. So that's how it would normally work.
There you go. Detect the signal, transmit the signal. Scattering goal, yeah.
So if relying on the atmosphere for the signal to further the signal can
itself
to go or something.
Yeah, that's not the sort of interpretation we're looking for, though.
That's the wrong one. But hang on.
True Blue's one.
True Blue put that in the Discord. I was just.
Give me a second, Terry. I'll send you something to bring up.
Well, True Blue seems to know something about stuff. Stuff and things.
I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, stuff.
It doesn't quite.
Right. How can I do this?
I look up microwave transmissions and I see the CMB.
Yeah.
a lot of it is experimentation, and you get a feel for it once you've been playing with it for. There's a lot of people specialize in gigahertz because it's a funny frequency to play with. Whereas HF or VHF, it's quite simple. You just buy a rig and chuck an aerial up, and away you go. But gigahertz is quite specialist. I don't know, suppose now, I haven't really looked into it lately, but back when I used to play with it, that was quite specialist. It's not often you'd come across an amateur that use gigahertz.
Don't.
Do we know, Pete, how long you tried to do this for?
Oh, I've got no idea.
Yeah.
True Blue just said 5 seconds of Google.
Yeah, Terry, I'll just bring this up.
Okay, you bring that up and I'll have that ready too.
Oh, oops.
Got
No,
Blue.
that
Well,
is-
if it's 5 seconds,
propagation.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
if
it's just, this gives a really good picture of it, that's all.
if it's 5 seconds equivalent to rumpus, that'd have been about 3 hours.
I'll share what Blue put while you're getting ready for. Oh, you're sharing, are you?
I'm already up, I should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Can
you're
you
coming.
Can you?
Yeah, I've seen that before. That one.
Yeah, I gave it to you before.
Oh, yeah.
So in essence, there gets a warm
Can
patch
you
of
make it
air.
bigger with the zoom thing?
Yeah, I can.
Fill up the screen.
How's that come up?
Yeah, that fitted.
I just can't see it now. That's all. If I put my pointer there, can you see that, Terry?
Yep.
Yeah, you got it on spy plane.
Yeah,
Clouds.
on the spy planes. Yeah. So what happens? You end up getting a hotter section of air up here. A colder section of air up here, a colder section of air down here, and a hot area just in here around about the ozone layer, in between the troposphere and the stratosphere. And what ends up happening, your signal will go up into this because there'll be a hole, and then it will bounce backwards and forwards up in this hole, and then come out another hole somewhere else and going even further away. And obviously then you've also got your meteor scatter. What happens is when your meteors go through the atmosphere as they come down, it actually ionizes the air.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you bounce your signal off the ionized air down to another location, so you can use that like a mirror. You can also use thunderstorms in a very similar way, where the lightning strikes. The lightning will ionize the air as well. So if there's high atmospheric lightning up in the air, although you don't want to use a radio in a thunderstorm, you can still do this and use the ionized air to bounce a signal off that. So in a situation like this, where you've got Mount Everest here, if there was a storm cloud or storm probably happening in this area up here, you could actually use that to bounce a signal over the top of it. So
yeah,
realistically,
yeah.
So it would have been something along those lines.
Yeah.
The problem the problem is that there is, like everything when it comes down to be it electronics, science, or anything else like that, there's a set of calculations that you sit down and you can work out how far you should be able to get. The problem is all of the calculations they've got and have ever used says this won't work. And that's where it is. It's just too much loss over that distance normally. It's just it's the one shot in 1,000 that they just don't know. Hence why it's the record. It's just something nice to fuck with people that like to fuck with flat earthers because they can't quite explain it. And it's funny to watch people squirm when they're used to making people squirm.
There's plenty of ways to explain it. It's just you got to pick which one is more likely than another.
That's right.
I mean, it could have been EME, it could have been ionospheric scatter, it could have been any number of things.
And like I really like the one that was said before about the bouncing off a plane. You know, like
Plane.
That's
that's
one I didn't even think of.
And that's
that was satellites. Yeah.
Get it right, satelloons.
Satelloons. Saloons. Have you got any saloons, mate? Do what? Yeah, saloons.
I don't know why it's such a nasty word.
It's not. NASA calls it then.
Exactly. NASA calls them satelloons, so they're satelloons.
When they launched them, was it for the Olympic Games in China?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they called them satelloons then. Satelloon cell phone repeaters.
Yeah. But it's such a naughty word on the baller side.
Yeah, and without them during the games, they wouldn't have been able to cope with anywhere near the amount of traffic they had.
Yeah. All right, so another one to debunk the globe Earth. Do you need another one, or if you had enough now, Bandy?
Oh no, I'm still waiting for Shill's evidence of gravity, apart from a mobile phone falling on my head. Sorry, him throwing his phone at my head.
Yeah, he'd only do that because you deserve it anyway.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, harsh.
You know how our relationship works. We can hang shit on each other.
Exactly.
It's just I won't let anyone hang shit on you. You don't deserve it. That's my job.
Come on, Shill.
I've been a little busy. I'm a moderator in an online game, and there was like this blow up of drama, and I had to start banning and muting people.
And what are you playing, Minecraft?
What's that?
Bandy brought up his favourite game, Minecraft.
I haven't played Minecraft yet.
I thought Minecraft was the flat Earth map.
Well, I don't know. It might be. I don't know. I thought that was Google Maps Pro.
No,
Yeah, Bandy couldn't even explain how this radio signal was sent.
The thing is, a radio signal traveled tens of thousands of miles further over water than it will over land. There's another thing.
I had actually been through the answer, Dem, with Pete.
I could actually,
previously.
and that's just it. If they had have dropped the frequency, below 30 megahertz, completely explainable so easily, not a problem. It's just.
I know how they've done it. They had repeater stations on boats all the way to Hawaii.
Oh, that's it. They did a whole heap of. They launched a whole heap of balloons with repeaters on them.
It's on, yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't be hard. It'd just be a modified Wi-Fi router hooked up to an amplifier.
So, Dan,
he did use the troposphere to make this distance, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to. He had to, Dominic. But it's just the distance. The signal should have run out of oomph by then.
Yeah. So you wouldn't know if there was anything that was possibly energizing the radio signal in that duct, would you?
The only thing that actually came to my mind. Now, this is a long shot. But
so was the 4,000.
So was this. If he happened to not know that a meteorite came through the atmosphere, and there was a whole heap of ionized air above the area that he was shooting in the direction of, he could have got ducting off that. So he could have got a reflected signal off that.
Fancy.
But Peter, didn't you say that the mathematics of it says that the dog range is a couple of 100 miles?
Yeah, for atmospheric ducting, generally it's between 1 and 200 miles. That's about it. For this distance, it's just phenomenal. It's just woo-woo magic type stuff. So, and I'll say this to you, Demonic, because you'll understand what I'm saying. I've done from my place here in Fern Tree Gully over to Ballarat.
Box Hill.
Yeah, so I've done it from Fern Tree Gully to Ballarat using ducting before. Right, so
that's what, that's about 300 odd kilometres.
Yeah. So that's ducting generally about 100k through to about 500k. It kind of, you don't go much further than that. Yeah, and it does vary.
Whilst researching that, they're talking about microwave linking.
Yep.
And the record for that is 167 miles.
Well, they actually did
to do the data transmission.
Yeah, they've actually done from Mount Tassie to the mainland here in Australia as well with that.
Do you know about AM radio signal, how that works, Peter? If I'm listening to on the AM band, usually on the AM band, I'll be listening to a station that's a long way away from normally local, and I'll just pick it up, and then it'll fade out, and then it'll fade back in again. Do you know what causes that?
It's because the AM band's down in a lower frequency range. It actually bounces off the atmosphere. So what you'll be getting as it's fading in and out, that will actually be it going through different parts of the atmosphere and or reflecting off different parts of the atmosphere as you know, when the sun goes down, the atmosphere all moves. It all moves.
They shrink.
Yeah, so
F1 and F2 band come together, don't they?
Yeah, so that way you'll get your signal further away, bouncing off the. If you think of it a bit like a dome-shaped mirror, it kind of points the radio signal at you, but because it's constantly just moving that little bit, that's when you get that fade in and out. And plus, on top of that, things going in front of it. And
it's also different if it's cloudy, depending on where the signal's coming from. I've noticed that too. Certain nights, if there's cloud around.
And apparently, Australia sold its shortwave frequencies to the Chinese.
Well, not
What
really,
are they doing for?
Not really, but kind of.
Hey guys,
not really, but kind of.
I've got to update my computer.
All right.
It's playing up, so I'll see you a bit later on.
Okay, then.
See you, Bandy.
See you, Bandy.
All right.
Later, Bandit.
All right, bye.
Hold your crosscut, don't push it.
We had, in Australia, we had a shortwave radio station called Radio Australia, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's the frequency they're talking about, the frequencies they used to use.
Yes. Weren't they below 88?
They were all over the place, actually. So you had from 30 megahertz down, you had them strategically placed throughout the band so that depending on where the atmosphere was at the time, people up in like PNG and places like that, Timor, would be able to get radio all day long.
Yeah, because that's how the School of the Air was first done, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So with that, they when they removed it, some of the frequencies just did get taken over by our Asian neighbours. Some of the frequencies have just been reacquired by a couple of amateur radio clubs.
That's good.
So yeah, so they're going to try and reuse them for similar type programs and crap like that.
And the reason why we still don't hear them, well, we don't hear them, depending on where you are, is how strong their signal is and where they're broadcasting to.
Yeah. So, but like they pulled down all the towers and stuff like that. It was costing the government too much to keep them running.
Yeah.
The amount of people that were using it was dwindling within Australia. Now with internet and all of that,
digital frequencies and stuff.
Well, see, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Well,
not digital. It's still analog.
Digital's a horrible thing. Like,
yeah,
they've just changed the laws in Australia now, so I'm allowed to use digital because I'm only a foundation license, and up until recently, I haven't been allowed to use digital. But they've just changed all the regs with that. And look, it's horrible to listen to. It's horrible to use. It's really old school digital TV. You either get a signal or you don't. You can't understand it. It's very much like when someone robots in a live stream or in a voice chat. And at least with analog, you may be able to make out every third word or something like that. So you can make up the sentence that they're trying to get to you. So they only ever used analog for School of the Air. But now all School of the Air is done over Skype. So
yeah, all signals are just a carrier, which are analog. It's just information that's digital, what's carried on it.
All right, well, I'm going to digital off on out of here, so I will catch you guys later in the day.
See you then.
See you then. Thanks for dropping
Later,
by.
folks.
Yeah.
I'd love to say you're welcome, Terry, but I hate to lie. Later, folks. Have a good one. Thanks, Terry.
Later. Oh, we've been going for 3.25 hours already, and it's almost Australian dinner time.
Yeah, I'm calling it. Thank you for stopping by, everyone.
You're taking the words out of my mouth.
Well, I've got a drama explosion going on in my game right now, so I'm just listening, but I'm dealing with the game.
Okay then. Thanks everyone for dropping by. We'll go and have our food. We need food. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to think.
Food good.
Food good. Yeah.
Food good.
Yeah,
no food bad.
Thanks everyone for dropping by. See you next time.
Later, folks.
All right, catch them later.